Mark Tauscher. Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue. This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Also sponsored by American Family Insurance and Coors Light.
Wednesday edition. The Brewers have a 4-game lead in the NL Central.
No, I think they're done. I think they got knocked out, Dunzo told me a while ago.
Whoa, Nelly! But how far ahead are they in the loss column?
5 games. I think they're 5 games up.
We'll do the research. I had a weird experience yesterday of Tausch texting me, or us as a group, a word at the same time that Paula was literally using it. I'll explain in a second edition. And the Brian Blaga Hour edition. The Double Trivia Wednesday edition. The Uncle Homer edition. Anybody else joining our show edition?
It seems like a lot. Homer and Blue, their new show that they're doing down in Milwaukee.
Homer and Blue, is that what we're calling it?
Should we just give a half hour to Homer and Blue and let them just do a half hour?
Yeah, my voice isn't great today for some reason.
So
maybe it was was all that talking.
I feel fantastic.
I feel fantastic. I sound more like fantastic. Peter Brady.
Edition. That drop you have, but you don't have.
Goody. I put your Goody in the montage. Isn't that enough?
Johnny Hotkey edition of Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee, 100.5 ESPN Madison, 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam, ESPNWisconsin.com, the ESPN app, your Alexa smart speaker, streaming live video, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and of course everything you need on Wisconsin On Demand. I'm Jason Wilde in Green Bay. There's a television camera in the studio.
Is there? I can't
he's
tell.
Getting filmed again. He's getting filmed again.
I told you this has become a TV show, right?
Jesse Nelson, Mark Tauscher, and a videographer from WISC TV3.
Jelly and Tea,
this is just, no, every Wednesday you're going to roll in a new media outlet. Pretty soon they're going to have a 30 for 30 crew in here, and they're going to be doing a thing on it. Tom Rinaldi's going to get you tearing up.
I think this is going to be it. I think this is it. Okay.
Have we underplayed what a big deal you are? I mean,
no,
I feel like we celebrate you on this show a lot.
Yeah, we do.
Make it very clear you're the star.
Yeah, that's true.
But we've got Jim Polzine from the State Journal there doing a very long expose. Now we've got a television station getting B-roll of you. Have we underplayed
I love
your
this
greatness?
Too. So I tell Jesse, hey, the WISC, they need, because we're in a secure building. I said, you going to be here? Yep, I got everything covered. Yep. So sure enough, I come rolling in at 8:30, and who do you think's not here?
Jesse.
No Jelly. So they're sitting down there patiently waiting. I didn't even ask what time they got there, and I said, and actually Jesse showed up earlier than usual, though. So we appreciate you.
I had every intention of getting here at 8:20.
Traffic, probably, right? Traffic get you? No. Train? The train catch you?
There were some big trucks. Big trucks slowed me up around the station.
Well, because you drive right behind them and you refuse to change lanes.
Yeah. No, the dog was being a little difficult this morning getting out of the house. So.
Do you regret getting a dog?
No.
Are you saying that?
No. We love them 85% of the time.
That's a pretty high percentage. It's not quite a canyon. Tausch was asking that question, I assume, in part hoping you would say, yeah, we do, so he would have that as evidence for his own declining the idea of having a dog in his home?
Potentially.
Yes?
Maybe.
Okay. All right.
Maybe.
Why did you ask what is disgusting of us yesterday?
Okay, so last night, Sarah's best friend turned, I don't know how old she turned. She turned older. She's not 50. She's not 45. She's in that range.
Okay.
So we did a dinner at a great restaurant in Madison. Went down there. There was 6 of us. So we're sitting there, and one of the young ladies who has not listened to our show, which I'm trying to change.
Talk about disgusting.
She said, "Nothing disgusts me. Nothing disgusts me." And I said, "Hold up a second. Nothing disgusts you." And again, the timing of this isn't great because we just ordered apps and we had got, just started, got our cocktails and whatnot. And I said, well, just wait a second. So nothing disgusts you. So I'm listing off things that you would think would be disgusting. What would be at the top of your guys' list as far as that's pretty disgusting?
Wait a minute. So she
was so smug and adamant about it. Like, it was ridiculous. I'm thinking, she is a 45. I think she's in her mid-40s. She's in her mid-40s.
Careful.
Too.
Whoa, Nelly!
What?
You tell me all the time not to do that, so I'm just trying to return the favor.
Let's say she's 45. Okay. She is a very quirky, loud young lady. Fun. Very fun.
Not as young as she used to be, apparently.
No, it's true. Well, no, this isn't the birthday girl. This is their other friend. So when she says that, I take that now as a full-on challenge.
I could have told her that.
I am going to throw everything at her. And she's literally disgusted by everything. She just claims she's not.
So what was the context?
She's disgusted by truffles. Truffles. People are like digging through trees and bringing hogs in to get these truffles, and they put them on fries. Truffles is like the new deal. And she claims she's disgusted by that. Of all things.
All right. Can I what is the dinner conversation?
Well,
and what is the
segue?
This. Oh, I understand now. But what are you talking about that someone would proclaim nothing disgusts me? Because I thought you were going to say nothing disgusts me more than, and then there was going to be one thing. And then this conversation became, well, we're going to find all the things that disgust you more. What prompts someone to say nothing disgusts me?
I don't even remember where it started. I just know it hit me. And then the birthday girl's boyfriend, he is a Yelp review like guru. So everything he's Yelping, he is one of the great Yelpers. He's on a top 10 list of Yelp. Yelp gives him like different trips to go and judge restaurants. It was a fascinating dinner last night.
Look for the Yelpers.
He's in the AP top 10
he
of
is
the Yelpers.
He legit showed me his Yelp ranking. You talk about a quirky cat. That's a quirky cat now. He is. So it was as interesting. It reminded me of what's that old movie when you get a bunch of just different cats together and you have dinner parties. I don't know what it was called, but it was
Clue?
No, it wasn't. Let me tell you something. I wanted to bring a candlestick out last night, but I didn't.
Oh boy.
It was, but I don't know where that started from. I don't know where the
All right, Colonel Mustard. What were some of the disgusting things that you threw at her besides truffles?
No, she threw. So I said, because to me, one of the most disgusting things is porta potties. Can we agree? Porta potties are
not all.
Sometimes you need them.
She's like, no, porta potties don't disgust me.
They're like the ones I'm actually really impressed. When you go out at like Lambeau for a tailgate, like they keep those porta potties real clean at all those different establishments around the stadium there. It's pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Porta potties. So here's what happened on my end of this text conversation. I like the boxed candy, Good and Plenty.
Okay.
The little they look like
a purple box, right?
Yeah, and they've got purple and white little black licorice candy coated candies.
Black licorice is disgusting.
And Paula had just said when this text came in, how do you eat those? Those are disgusting. And I was like, are you guys communicating telepathically? Because look at this text. I had no idea that you were out to dinner enjoying a disgusting conversation. Yeah. And so I offered up black licorice, and that made your list of disgusting.
No, that would be disgusting for me. I think everybody has something that they think is disgusting. That's what was so appalling to me, that she said, I don't have anything. And then next thing you know, it's like 15 different things are disgusting to her. It's like, well, have you even thought this through when
Did
you
her
make
boyfriend?
statements like that? Her boyfriend was pretty quiet. Didn't
So
say
he's
a
busy
lot.
posting his Yelp review.
No. That's the other guy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was. I'm telling you,
How many people were at
There's
this
6
thing?
people, 6 folks, and everybody's got their own deals, man. Everybody's got something. I thoroughly
What's
enjoyed
your
our
something?
dinner last night. Well, I got plenty of issues. Trust me, you guys are well aware of the issues that I have. But last night, I felt like I was the sanest cat in an insane asylum. That's what I felt like. I was the sanest cat in the group.
All right. First of all, I'm
Skunk, and by the correct answer for me is skunk smell. You guys know how I freak out about skunks. One of the first shows we've ever done 7 years ago, it was rabid raccoon or a skunk, and I didn't understand if, as long as you were like indoctrinated against it or whatever, immunized against the rabies.
Nice.
I have a fear of having skunk smell on me for the rest of my life. That is a fear. I don't want to be bathing in tomato sauce and doing all the stuff you need to get rid of. So skunks, I have an irrational fear of skunks, and I think they're disgusting. That's at the top of my list.
How much tomato sauce would be needed if Tausch was ever sprayed by a skunk? Would you fill an entire bathtub? I'm not rooting for you to be sprayed by a skunk because that's a fear of yours. But I am intrigued about the process. Maybe
You know
we
what?
could
Your
follow.
voice today is actually more radio-esque.
I sound terrible. I feel
No.
fantastic.
I disagree. I think you sound more radio professional than ever.
Kind of
Yeah, I'm a
lowered
little-
it a little
Yeah,
bit.
it's like
I'm a
centered it
little
up.
worried about
Dulcet,
why I
deepened
sound
down.
this way. Yeah. All right. There is no conversational segue from your disgusting dinner conversation.
Well, what do you guys?
That's 2 days in a row. There's no conversational segue.
What is your top disgusting thing? And what is yours? Like, porta potties have to be right up at the top of everybody's list.
Yeah, I brought this up a few weeks ago. Like,
Black
I'm not.
licorice? Like, come on. Black
No.
licorice isn't the most disgusting. Like, don't eat it.
All right,
It's bad.
All right,
It is.
All right, let's go back. First of all, that text from Ryan in Sheboygan that says Wilde is a psychopath.
Good and plenty confirms it. It said.
That's a great callback to a tweet that I received a couple weeks ago. But no, black licorice. First of all, I like it, so it's definitely not at the top of my disgusting list. It was the coincidence that you were asking that at the same time that Paula was using
I think
the word.
black licorice is like being left-handed. People that I think it's the same percentage of people like black licorice that are left-handed.
You're
I'm thinking
partially left-handed.
I'm not left-handed. No,
You
if
golf
you don't write,
left-handed?
if you don't write, it's which hand you write with is where you're handed. Okay, that's how this works. It's not.
You bat left-handed.
I do, but my right hand is dominant, so it actually makes sense if you think about it.
Would you like me to poll? Do you like black licorice?
No, I'm not interested. I'm not that interested in it.
just
But I'm telling you,
make an
I think
assertion and let it
I
go
think
from
it's at
there?
the same split as who's left-handed. It's about 7 to 10% of the population.
So the porta potty was going to be my answer because when we go to all the girls'
Question though, Jason.
Yes.
The porta potties can be disgusting. As Jesse just said, though, there's high-end porta potties. If you had to pick,
AmFam Championship has high
great
porta
porta
potties. Really
if
nice.
you had to pick, you got that or you got that outdoor national park dumper place. Do you know what I mean?
No,
Where it's
tell
just-
us more,
The
Mr.
hole
National
in the
Park.
ground.
It's basically a hole in the ground. Which one are you picking?
You're wiping your butt with like a leaf?
No, I mean it's like but it's just all outdoors.
Ranger
That's a tough
Bob
call.
comes and stocks the
And then
toilet
you get
paper
sprayed
once
by a
week.
skunk.
Yeah.
Well, you're going.
I think the park bathroom is one of the worst. That's built in. That's
They're
like
typically
it's just
pretty disgusting.
In the shelter?
Yeah, they're pretty
because
disgusting.
it just it collects.
Yeah.
Like
No, I
nothing.
get it.
No one empties
Collects. What's it collecting, Jesse? All right, so
it. Waste, I believe. would be
I
the term
can't
there.
stand porta potties, and if you have kids that play on like soccer teams, and there's like 30 fields at a facility, there's porta potties because the main structure is so far away, and they're always disgusting by the end of the tournament. I am not a fan at all. I am grossed out, but you got to go. You got to go. I don't think black licorice deserves to be in this conversation, and maybe I will return to polling things on Twitter just to see how many people think black licorice is disgusting. You think it's a canyon?
No, it's going to be 90-10, and I think it's probably even. I think it'll be worse, and I don't think people care enough. I don't think you get 1,000 votes.
Okay,
There's
well,
my
I won't
prediction.
bother. You know what is really disgusting?
Leaky, creaky, stinky windows.
And the energy bill that you get when you have those types of windows. Am I
Indeed
right?
they do. And now is the time to replace your drafty old windows, not during the dead of winter when it's freezing out and you get all that cold air blowing in. Pella has a great deal going on right now. Pay as low as $19 a month per window, $75 a month on patio doors. Installation is completed with no mess, and you don't have any of the hassles. Everything is perfect, leaving nothing behind but those perfect results for your new home. Visit PellaWI.com today. 6.99% APR financing for 120 months. Certain restrictions do apply. See showroom for details. This offer ends on the 30th of September.
That would be the final day of the month. We're going to play a little Did You Hear This? Thanks again to everyone who chimed in yesterday, by the way. We're going to spend considerably less time on the Aaron Rodgers ruptured Achilles story and move on from that toward the Packers getting ready for the Atlanta Falcons this week. But I got a lot of feedback and was very positive about our fans who all chimed in and a lot of honesty in their calls. We really appreciated that. So thanks for being a part of it yesterday. If you missed it, you can always check it out on Wisconsin On Demand.
Oh, boy. I just got a really gnarly text. One of my neighbors just texted me, skunk on their front porch 2 nights ago. Oh, boy.
You're moving. For sale sign in Tausch's yard.
Stacy Bruner, line 1. Hi, Rick.
With a really bad real estate joke said by Jesse. All right, we'll move on from your. You're shook now, and you're on television.
I'm not shook, but I'm definitely. It's not a text that I was hoping to see. I mean, it is what it is. What are you going to do? I'm not going to live in fear because of the skunk, but I will definitely.
It sounds like you might, actually.
I'll keep my ears perked up. I'll say that.
And your nose. All right, we want to play a little Did You Hear This from yesterday's confirmation, though, of Aaron Rodgers' season-ending injury. I do want to talk a little bit about the Packers, too, and the 65% now that we're a little further removed from that injury. We'll do that next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
On air, online, and on demand. Get all your favorite ESPN Wisconsin content anywhere you get your podcasts for free. The new Wisconsin On Demand. It's free, it's everywhere, and it's for you. Whether it's live or in podcast form, you've heard us on air with all of our shenanigans.
Gabe, I'm throwing some. Why are you throwing? I don't want.
Now see your favorite 94.5 ESPN shows streaming on video.
Named by me, by the way. I hit that microphone like 4 out of 6 times on that.
Subscribe to ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube and get notified when we hit the air live. Plus, you can watch back any second that you miss and see original digital content too. Watch, listen, interact. ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Looking for a fun way to win up to 25 times your money this football season? Well, test your skills on Prize Picks, the most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports. Just select 2 or more players, pick more or less on their projection for a wide variety of statistics, and place your entry. It's as simple as that. If you have the skills, you can turn $10 into $250 with just a few taps. Easy gameplay, quick withdrawals, and an enormous selection of players and stat options are what make Prize Picks the #1 daily fantasy sports app. Ready to test your skills? Join the Prize Picks community of more than 7 million football fans who have already signed up. And right now, Prize Picks will match your first deposit up to $100. Just visit prizepicks.com/WI and use code WI. That's code WI at prizepicks.com/WI for a first deposit match up to $100. Prize Picks, daily fantasy sports made easy.
WTMJ's Vince Vitrano here. A couple years ago, my knee was acting up. As an athlete, I've played through pain before, but it was getting to the point where I couldn't compete in the sports I loved. I decided to check out Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. It's the best decision I've made. I felt no pressure to have surgery. That was important to me. We had choices. I ultimately did choose to have a procedure. I was in and out in just hours and back in action shortly after. I recommend meeting their doctors. Visit orthowisconsin.com today.
The Milwaukee Fire and Police Commission is inviting high school seniors and those recently graduated to consider applying for police aide or fire cadet positions. Gain experience, earn tuition reimbursement, and set yourself up for a high-earning career in the criminal justice or fire science field. For more, visit city.milwaukee.gov/FPC. That's city.milwaukee.gov/FPC. Also text 414-519-6190 for more information.
Football fans, tailgating season is here, and there's no better way to celebrate football being back than with BotaBox. BotaBox is giving away tickets to 2 separate winners for a VIP Tundra Trio pregame tailgate party experience and game tickets for December 3rd's Green Bay versus Kansas City game. Fans can enter by scanning the QR code posted at participating BotaBox retailers in Wisconsin through October 29th. Winners will be announced on October 30th. Please drink responsibly. Must be 21 years or older to enter. BotaBox Vineyards, Manteca, California. Visit ESPNWisconsinContest.com for more details.
The Bog in Saukville is Ozaukee County's best golf experience. 18 championship holes designed by the legendary golfer Arnold Palmer, settled amongst 250 acres of beautiful private land. The Bog caters to golfers of all skill levels, offering a golf experience unlike any other. Come enjoy the finest golf greens in Wisconsin, and after your round, enjoy a bite to eat in our restaurant or out on our new patio bar overlooking the 18th green. It's time to golf, Wisconsin. It's time to enjoy the Bog.
Big players show up in big games. Touchdown! Donald Driver and Cousins subs are no different. With the football season upon us, Double D and Cousins are teaming up to offer 80-cent delivery now through Sunday, September 24th on any order of $20 or more. Simply order your favorite subs and sides online or on Cousins mobile app, and we'll deliver them to you. And don't forget, we now offer Apple and Google Pay. Cousins subs. We believe in better.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Like I did that day, take me to the place I love. Take me all the way.
Tausch, do we have a neighborhood update on your new pet skunk?
No, it was a couple nights ago, so
he's moving.
I think we're fine. Yeah.
He's visiting Jesse's pet turtles. How'd those turn out, by the way?
Well,
oh no, no, I'm gonna be sorry I asked. Never mind.
Turtle soup.
We haven't seen any.
So maybe they grew up and left.
It is very possible we were up north, and yeah, it's possible they were born and.
All right, I'm gonna choose to believe that. That's what I'm gonna choose to believe.
Or a skunk ate them.
And
I don't know
to your
enough about skunks to know about that. Let's do a little. Did you hear this from yesterday's Jets' reaction to their loss of their starting quarterback?
Consider it the radio version of a conversation at the water cooler. It's time for Did You Hear This on Wilde and Tausch.
Let's start with the head coach of the New York Jets, Robert Saleh, speaking with the media yesterday after the news became official that Aaron Rodgers is done for the season.
I feel more for Aaron than anyone. He's invested so much into this organization, so much into this journey that he's embarked on, and wanting to be a part of what we've got going here, and how much he's invested in not only this organization, but his teammates, himself, this fan base, the city. I have a lot of emotions for him. As for us, it doesn't. It's really all about him. It is. I don't look at it like, woe is me here for the organization. I think guys are excited about being able to step up and continue the things that we've been building, but a lot of hurt for Aaron.
What do you think when you hear that from Coach Robert Saleh? You think they're going to be able to keep this thing on the rails this year, Tausch?
I don't. I think they hope they do. Listen, you have a good defense and a running game. You can win some games. But there's a reason that they brought Aaron Rodgers in. It was to go to the next level, and I think everybody knows that the devastation that they're all talking about and feeling, yeah, they feel bad for Aaron Rodgers, but they also feel bad for themselves. They have to get over that, which is not an easy thing to do, to move forward with it. But if Zach Wilson could be average, they could hang around, win 7-8 games. But think everybody knew, and the reason that there was the melancholy feel was they know their championship hopes were dashed 4 plays in.
I want to turn this to the Packers because Zach Wilson, who we're talking about here, was the 2nd overall pick in the 2021 NFL Draft.
Yeah.
And we're sitting here talking about how, yes, they went and got Aaron Rodgers because he wasn't good enough. And now, we spent time yesterday going through some of the names that they could go get. Hey, go get Phillip Rivers or get Tom Brady out of retirement or trade for Kirk Cousins. Is this not evidence that the Aaron Rodgers, Jordan Love approach gives your young quarterback at least a better chance of succeeding? Because now they were running 3 tight ends and a running back and 1 wide receiver for most of that game. Because the 2nd overall pick 2 years ago isn't good enough to run their offense, and that's why they went and got Aaron Rodgers to begin with.
Yeah, that's literally what I just said. Almost verbatim.
I don't think that's what
but the hard part, and this is where...
say any of that.
I didn't say any of that.
No, I said almost that exact same thing.
No, you really didn't.
Okay. I'll go back to Wisconsin On Demand and check the tape.
He talks about how you can run the ball and play good defense.
Okay.
It's hard not to feel sorry for yourself.
You
need me to run. I
you
can
all
grab
right?
the court
Hey, are you
reporter,
okay
read
today?
back the testimony.
Are you okay today? You look grumpy. You're
No,
kind
I'm
of
not.
grumpy. I think the challenge that they're going to have is just like when you get that guy and you have all that excitement, and the Packers dealt with this too. When you lose, when Aaron busted his collarbone up, your identity as far as what you're looking at is so wrapped up into one person that it can go south quick. We'll see. I do think they built their team defensively in mind and being able to stop people, and then hoping Aaron could be kind of similar to what he was in his MVP seasons, maybe not the same. That was, I think, the plan. I don't know if they're going to be able to execute it. I think it's going to be really tough sledding for this team.
Next.
Did you hear this?
Next up, star wide receiver Garrett Wilson of the New York Jets, who was looking forward to working with Aaron Rodgers this season. Talked about catching up with him at halftime on Monday night.
Yeah, so at halftime, I just went in to check on him in the training room and made sure I gave him a hug, told him I love him, and really hurt my heart. And he told me, just, sorry, kid, just lay that. He said, sorry, kid, say you love me back, and that was it. Just truly heartbroken, for real. And my emotion at that moment was similar to how it is now, just really felt for the man and, for our whole team. We love Aaron and everyone there loves him, and he brings a certain energy with him. Man, we were trying to imitate it when he went down and win for him, man, because, he deserved to be out there, and that was that. But I'm glad I did get to see him at halftime, but, also just like I said, man, it was tough at that moment as well.
Hearing Rodgers say sorry to him, that got me a little bit when I heard
choked
Garrett
up
Wilson
a little bit?
Not choked up, but that was almost more than anything I heard yesterday when I heard Garrett Wilson say Rodgers said to him he's sorry that they couldn't get it done this season. Like, that one hit me. I don't know why that one resonated so powerfully with me, but did it do the same to you?
It didn't do the same to me. I thought it was more, the disappointment for Aaron, but it didn't. And I don't know if that doesn't, maybe I don't have the same empathy level as you in that regard. I think Aaron understanding how vital he is to what they were doing, it makes everything a little bit sadder for them. But the unfortunate part of this business is things move quick. And when you move on this Wednesday, the NFL schedule is it's pretty simple. It is week to week. Tuesday, you better move on. And it sounds callous, but if the New York Jets are still pondering the Aaron Rodgers component to this, they're going to get beat again. They'll get beat this weekend. And that's the cold-blooded part of the NFL. So I thought it was a really good inside look, and Sauce to be able to tell us that obviously him and Aaron have hit it off. And Aaron understands how good Sauce could be, and Sauce is obviously, that's really cool when you have a great player telling you how good you are. That's all great, but the league marches on, and that's where the New York Jets are going to have to fight through this and try to win with a different quarterback.
I didn't know Garrett Wilson's nickname was Sauce.
Oh, is it not Sauce Gardner? Is that not who you're talking about?
Sauce Gardner, Garrett Wilson.
Oh, the wideout.
Are the TV cameras still there?
No, they have left.
Maybe I'm off.
Good.
Did you hear this?
Well, he should be Sauce. Well, and now that I know that it's Garrett, not Sauce, I think he's obviously thinking, too, his numbers probably not going to be quite as great with Zach Wilson.
Probably.
Hey, Sauce Tauscher, I have a question before we move on.
Well, I'm thinking tomato sauce. I got a lot of sauces in my...
It's a very saucy edition of Wilde and Tausch. Was there a time where you had to apply this we can't wallow in our pity type situation? Because your quarterback was indestructible, and when Rodgers broke his collarbones, you were in retirement.
Mm-hmm.
So you never really had this kind of a scenario. Was there another player that got hurt, or was there a time where you guys as a team, when you were on the roster, had to go through a similar, all right, feel sorry for yourself for a little while, but now we got to get our act together and we got to get back at it?
I mean, there's guys had season-ending injuries all the time.
Sure.
And you literally, by Wednesday, you had to just move on. You'd go see them if they had surgery or call them or text them, and then it's, you got a job to do. Go to work. So quarterback obviously is different. It's a little saucier. So you better make sure it's a hard thing, and it's the same thing when guys get injured on the field. That's why you have to try and stay as even-keeled as you can, because it makes it really difficult if you're not moving forward, even if it's a little bit painful for everybody else. That's just kind of how the NFL works.
Did you hear this?
Last one's from Mike Greenberg, who doesn't do the morning show, Tausch. He's on 9 to 11
Sauce
live.
Greenberg, I love him.
Yeah, Sauce Greenberg. Here, noted Jets fan, Sauce Greenberg, weighing in, differentiating how he feels as a fan of the Jets in the depleting moment on Monday night.
Anger is an excellent emotion. Anger is inspiring. People who get angry have accomplished great things in life. Sadness is the opposite of that. Sadness is deflating. Sadness takes all your energy away, and that's how I feel. I want to be angry. I want to blame someone. When something bad happens, you want to pick someone and say, it's their fault. I'm mad at the turf. I'm mad at the coach. I'm mad at the line. I'm mad at the plan not to have a backup. God's honest truth is I'm not mad about any of it. Football is a game where these things happen, and the fact that the circumstances conspired to be what they are doesn't change the fact that sometimes stuff just happens. And last night it happened to the Jets.
What do you think of Greeny's take there?
Love it. I think it's really apropos. And there's sometimes it's just bad luck. And fans, you just want emotion. Some people are going to be pissed and you're going to be mad. And other people are just going to be sad. So when you have something like that happen to your quarterback, you're going to look to blame somebody, and then you're going through, we joke, but this is Elizabeth Ross Kugler all over the place. That's what this is. You go through your process, and you're going to get to different stages. At some point, everybody's going to have to get to acceptance. I don't think Greeny's going to get to acceptance. I think Greeny is going to suffer in that middle ground of Kugler, and eventually, maybe when the season is done, he'll move on to acceptance.
When they always say pour one out for, you would never do that with a Coors Light, though, right? You would pour out something else because you wouldn't want to waste that.
No,
Coors
I'm going to
Light.
drink the Coors Light because I need to chill, and Coors Light is brewed with a 3-step cold process, cold lager, cold filtered, and it is cold packaged because it is made to chill, and you got to make sure those mountains. It's getting a little chilly out, so those mountains are going to be even bluer than before. That is when you know the cold activated bottles and cans are chilled to perfection. That's why it is Coors Light in my hand when I need a moment to chill. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Brian Bulaga, the former Packers right tackle, and now one of the co-hosts of the Homer Hour with our friend Steve the Homer True, each weekday 5 to 6 on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee. Scheduled to join us next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch is presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
You're just going to have to live with it. That's what I told myself. And if you can believe it, that's what the doctors told me.
Since Andy was a boy, he had health issues, which later we would find were primarily due to his trouble breathing. So for 36 years, Andy lived with about 85% blockage in his nose. He had to breathe through his mouth, because when he tried to breathe through his nose, it felt like he was being suffocated. It affected his sleep, his work life, and his ability to play sports. And he wasn't going to let it ruin his life anymore. So he came to Advent. As bad as it was, his problem required a simple solution. In-office balloon sinuplasty and turbinate reduction. Procedures you won't find offered by big box healthcare. This is Dr. Madan Kandula. It's definitely possible that your nasal breathing problems have a simple solution too. You can hear Andy's story in his own words at adventknowsandy.com and begin on your path to breathing well and living better.
Results may vary.
Take it to the house this season and enjoy tailgating from your own backyard. Tito's wants to make sure you have the best tailgate on the block. You can win game day gear for your next gathering by entering to win at Tito'sTailgate.com. Be sure to enter by November 15th for your chance to win a Solo Stove Grill, a Brewmate back tap for batch cocktails, or a Tito's football jersey. For official rules, visit Tito'sTailgate.com. Must be 21 years old to enter. Distilled and bottled in Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof. Crafted to be savored responsibly.
Life's better with an auto policy from American Family Insurance. No matter what dreams you're driving towards. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto coverage at the right price. You'll also save up to 23% when you bundle auto with home. American Family Insurance. Get a quote, find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Hey, it's Jason Wilde. Our family loves when Kringle from Racine Danish Kringles arrives at our home. And now football season has arrived. So try the green and gold Kringle. Traditional pecan Kringle and cheesecake Kringle topped with green and gold sprinkles. A crowd pleaser at any game day party. Order today at Kringle.com or 1-800-4DANISH. Easy to remember. Kringle.com or 1-800-4DANISH. Racine Danish Kringles. Not just a treat, it's a tradition. And the official pastry of ESPN Wisconsin.
Stay up to date on the green and gold all season. The Green and Gold Fix podcast is brought to you by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Luxury stay, elite play, unwind in sophisticated comfort. Win big, dine, and experience the events in Milwaukee.
Announcing the former All-Star Buick GMC is now the all-new Cunis Buick GMC of Oak Creek. And the former John Paul's Buick GMC is now the all-new Cunis Buick GMC of Greenfield, Milwaukee's Buick GMC headquarters. Greg Cunis was recently named Time Magazine's Wisconsin Automotive Dealer of the Year. Plus, Cunis dealerships have been awarded Top 100 Best in the U.S. by the Automotive News the past 9 years. Our mission is to bring the Cunis Auto Group's unequal customer satisfaction and service to our friends in the greater Milwaukee area. Cunis Milwaukee Buick GMC stores have the area's largest pre-owned car, truck, and SUV inventory with over 3,000 vehicles available on lot or online and always at a price and payment you can afford. And all new and pre-owned Cunis vehicles come with our exclusive no-fear lifetime warranty coverage at no extra charge. So buy like a champion at the all-new Cunis Buick GMC of Oak Creek, 7020 South 27th Street, or Cunis Buick GMC of Greenfield, 3615 South 108th Street. Milwaukee's Buick GMC headquarters.
Call Wisconsin's own Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Did you not ask the great Brian Bulaga if he wanted like his own walk-up music, Jesse?
I actually did, but we had some connection things we were working through, and I never got.
I saw him pop up on the screen
answer.
like 10 minutes ago.
Yeah.
So his connection seems fine. It's not how that works.
You, who has your own IT department, wants to tell me how the connection was working?
No, I do.
Joining us now, we like to call him Sauce Bulaga. Unbelievable. He is the former Packers right tackle.
Brian, you know, Wilde's perfect, man. He never makes a mistake.
No. Don't start.
Old Saucy.
Every mistake I make, you crush me
Is that
for.
right?
That's part of the dynamic of this show.
Is that right?
We also point out how often you miss the program, and luckily we have people like Brian Bulaga in our life, who frequently is our cousin sub of the day. Today he's just a guest. You're doing this every week. Is that true with us?
Every week you guys got to deal with me. Same time, same day. Whatever.
And I love it.
And Blue's going to be consistent. He's not going to need flexibility as old T does. So appreciate you, Big Blue. Hey, so
I'm locked in.
Blue, what is the name of your show with Homer? Because I think it's Homer and Blue should be what it is. But is it just Homer and then you're like, how does that work? Because you guys started Monday, correct?
We did. It's the Homer Hour, and it's it features myself on certain days and John Anderson on the other days, and then I think Homer does his own thing on Wednesdays with the whole show. So I think he rides solo on Wednesdays.
Okay.
The goat,
I believe. Yeah.
Make sure you call him the goat. He really takes that really well.
He's just gonna yell at me, like on air. He's just gonna yell at me.
Yeah, that's part of his charm. So, Blue, I saw that you're going to break down the tape. And I'm assuming you did break down the tape. It's so nice we have somebody that actually breaks down tape, Wilde.
I watched it.
What did you see? What did you love? Because everything was positive. We had we do positives and negatives. On Monday, we didn't have a ton of negatives outside. I thought Josh Myers struggled a little bit. I'll be curious what you think. Give us a little taste of what you saw on film.
Yeah, I mean, I think if we're going to start with Myers, I think it, for me personally, was better than what we had seen in the past, right? Like, I think he was one of my question marks. As I had talked to Jason when I was on this show a while ago, we were talking about kind of the questions up front. Myers and Runyon were two of my biggest questions, obviously right tackle and how that battle was going to play out. But Myers was one of my question marks, and I thought he did better than what I initially had expected from what I had seen last year. And that was last year with Aaron behind center, right? So a guy pretty much calling the shots for him behind him, and all he had to do was snap the ball and play. So with a little bit more on his plate with Jordan behind him, I thought he did okay. Yeah, he struggled in some areas. I think week one guys are going to, kick some rust off. They're playing a full game finally, and it's for real. But overall, I thought he did okay. Obviously, improvement is needed, right? I mean, I think you could say that for just about. I mean, I thought Bakhtiari looked pretty good.
Doesn't even need to practice. I mean, what a world we live in. He doesn't even need to practice. Just throw him out there, 30 snaps of pass pro, no pressures, nothing.
Yeah.
It's kind of amazing, isn't it? It's Cliffy-esque.
Yes, that's. I was texting Dave the other day, and I'm like, "You're the new big Lamborghini, but they only take you out for long touring rides on Sunday. Maybe a coffee run on Saturday. Maybe a coffee run on Saturday.
Not, though. Probably not.
I like that. And that's about it. And then he, I think he's kind of accepted what he needs to get ready. And man, it looked it. He looked good. And then I think we take everything with a little bit of grain of salt. I mean, the Bears' defensive line is not very good. I remember the Bears' defensive line.
It's not as good, yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? So I think we have to take it with a grain of salt. But hey, you play who's in front of you, right? Yep. Like you got to play the teams on the schedule.
No,
no. I thought who I was impressed with, Tausch, which I'm sure you'll agree with me, and I said this all over the Homer. I had to break down to Homer some offensive line terminology because he seemed lost.
He struggles.
Yeah, and who I really was impressed with was Tom.
Yeah,
really liked him. Really liked him.
His balance. He's got his balance. He is a player, and I think that's why they're excited. And before Jason jumps in, Myers, when you're watching his film, where do you see him struggling? Because he is struggling. What is it? What are you noticing as you're breaking down film?
I think when I watch him, I think, I'm so used to seeing certain center play, right? Like for the longest time I was with Corey, right? Like, and Corey is probably one of the best, I guess everyone picks and chooses who their favorite centers or best centers, but I think he's one of the best in the league, right? And Corey will consistently reach shades, no problem. He'll consistently get up to the second level and secure second level blocks. And I think right now that's kind of where Myers struggles is reaching those shades, cutting the defense off right off the get from the center spot, which is a huge deal in this LaFleur run game, right? Like you got to cut the defense somewhere. And a lot of the times those front side combos get done with the guard and tackle, depending on the defense, and the center is responsible for reaching that shade and cutting the defense. And then when he's not doing that, he is key climbing up to the second level and securing the first linebacker play side, especially on weak side runs, and he's got to do it. And I think he struggles a little bit with his angles, right? I think his first step isn't great, so that puts him behind the 8 ball right off the jump. So I kind of look at it from that perspective, because obviously when I got to watch centers, right, like Wellesley was great at it. Lindsley was great at it, like spectacular at it. So like I'm used to seeing centers do this, and they make it look so easy. And then when you see a guy do it like Myers and he's struggling a little bit, you got to look at a little more refined, like the footwork, and it starts right there, right? A lot of these centers are gaining ground and flipping their hips and cutting shades off, and I feel like he's just lagging behind. He steps behind himself a little bit with that first step, and it puts him behind the 8 ball, and then he's trying to fight to get his head across the shade, and by that time he's pushed the shade all the way over to guard, and the back has no choice but to try to put his foot in the ground and cut back.
Yeah, I love this. It's so great to have somebody else to actually talk about O-line play that knows what the hell they're talking about. This is such a refreshing thing. So, Blue, if you're asking, do you then, if you're butt kissed, do you look at it and say, well, if you can't reach that shade, do we need to do some combos? Do we need to maybe bring the guard, throw a shoulder in to take a little of the edge off? But then that limits how you get up to the next level. And so it's such a big deal to have a center. It's not easy to reach a shade. That's one of the hardest blocks in football. 100%. It really is. Like, God, this is fun. You take it for granted when you see. I mean, guys like Lindsey and the kid from the Creed Humphreys kid Sauce Humphrey. Sauce Humphrey. Love Sauce. That left-handed snap throws me off, but I love Sauce Humphrey. Well, I see Wilde up here. He's so irritated right now. I'm just taking a nap. This is like where you're picking kids in the playground and Wilde's behind the dumpster. All right, go get us some water. All right, Will, I did see Jason. You wanted to talk about Tom. I can talk center play all day. Okay, so I want to talk about Tom because I can talk tackle play too. I like both. All right, so I put my finger up like 4 minutes ago, and while you two are nerding out on shades. Yeah, this is so. But you know what? There's people who say you guys don't talk enough just flat football. Would you just let me speak? Yeah, go ahead. But I'm excited. What do you want me to do? Hinder my excitement that me and Blue can just talk shop? No, Sauce. I just want to speak for a second. Look, I understand that not everyone is going to be able to nerd out on offensive line play and breakdown the way you two. You're not getting this anywhere else. This is really fascinating. And it's not that I don't want to talk about shades and great centers, but I have two of the best right tackles in Packers history on the show right now, and I want to talk about their new right tackle and get both of your insights. That's all. Mm-hmm. This is great. Yeah, nobody's asking. Yeah. Nobody's telling you to not ask. Nobody's letting me ask.
You kind of are, actually.
I'm kind of freaked out. I just got a picture from my neighbor of this skunk literally on the front porch of his house.
Yeah, Sauce.
Blue,
Sauce the skunk.
Blue, are you afraid of skunks? I have a fear of skunks.
I don't want to be around them, that's for sure. If I see it, I go the absolute opposite way. Absolute opposite way.
All right. Skunks and shades are great. But I want to write a story in the State Journal about Zach Tom, and I want to take advantage of having
he wants to double dip. I knew there was a reason for this. Okay.
Ulterior motives notwithstanding.
I do like naming the skunk Sauce. That's a good name for this.
Thank you very much. I was proud of that myself. The two of the greatest...
The Packers could have had Sauce Humphrey. You guys know that, right? Oh, the Packers had Sauce. He was there right before Josh Myers, just for the record. I think everybody...
He went the very next pick.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
We will discuss Zach Tom and get insight from two of the greatest right tackles in Packers history in how he played and how he fits a position where he does not look like the prototypical right tackle. We'll talk about that next with Brian Bulaga on Wilde and Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
WTMJ's Vince Vitrano here for Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, a group of doctors I trusted with my knee surgery. The pain was real and options were important. My experience with each doctor was thorough, the appointments were timely, always close and easy access to the building. My mom felt the same way, I know, when she went there for her physical therapy appointments at Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. I trusted their surgical team for my knee surgery, and I know they'll take care of you the way they did my mom and me. Make an appointment at orthowisconsin.com.
Hey, this is the Fat Jack, and we're heading into the middle of September. How did you do betting the games last week? Did you have teams like Auburn, maybe the New York Giants teams that got you into the hole, maybe the Kansas City Chiefs? This week, go to fatjacksports.com. Get signed up to turn a profit betting the games. The plays are texted to your cell phone, they're emailed to you, and they're going to get you into profit. Get everything through the month of September, only $299, and start making money betting the games against the spread. The Fat Jack Sports Service. No tricks, no gimmicks, just winners.
Q Club of Wisconsin is your hangout spot for watching sports, playing games, and having some drinks. Mike, what do you have going on over there?
That's right, Gary. We've got so much going on here. And of course, you know we're your home for green and gold games every week. Plus, book our VIP area for any of your parties, which includes a private pool table, 2 shuffleboard tables, and 4 dartboards. And of course, our fish fry piled high on Wednesdays and Fridays.
All happening at the Q Club of Wisconsin, North Grandview Boulevard in Waukesha. Check out qclubofwisconsin.com.
I've been living with a snoring problem nearly my entire life. In fact, I can remember my mother teasing me, saying that I'd snore so loudly that the walls of our house would cave in with each breath.
Fast forward only recently when Jessica's snoring forced her husband out of their bed and into another room. It's a pretty common situation. We call it a sleep divorce, and that's not good. I'm Dr. Madan Kandula with Advent. After Jessica had a thorough breathing triangle evaluation, we found that her snoring problem required a simple solution. In-office balloon sinuplasty. It's a 20-minute procedure, and it works. You won't find it offered by Big Box Healthcare, but you will find it at Advent, where we offer every effective snoring and sleep apnea solution available. You can hear more of Jessica's story at adventknowsjessica.com and take your first step towards breathing well so you can live better.
Breathe well with simple solutions. AdventKnows.com.
Results may vary.
Hi, it's John Reitz from Great Midwest Bank, and as a community bank, we sincerely appreciate our customer loyalty. Over nearly 90 years, we've done all we can to return the favor. Great Midwest Bank offers flexible solutions that bigger banks and credit unions simply can't, because our entire team is right here in the community. We love helping our neighbors when we're at work and then catching up over the weekend. Visit us at greatmidwestbank.com. Great Midwest Bank, your simply local equal housing lender.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau. This is your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee. Want that mirror finish on your car? You need Z-Gloss by Z-Bart. Z-Gloss is a 3-layer ceramic coating that not only gives your car that mirror finish, it protects it from everything that Mother Nature can throw at it. Visit zbart.com for more information.
The Packers had a scary moment in Sunday's win over the Bears. After scoring a touchdown in the third quarter, running back Aaron Jones left the game with a hamstring injury and did not return. A day later, head coach Matt LaFleur provided a brief update on his star running back.
We're still kind of going through that right now. I can tell you the encouraging thing was that he was able to jog off the field, and we were in a situation where we didn't need to put him back in the game.
We'll have a better idea of where Jones stands for the Packers' Week 2 matchup against the Atlanta Falcons when the week's first injury report is released on Wednesday afternoon.
This has been your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee. You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Missed any of the show? Find us on Wisconsin On Demand wherever you get your podcasts. It's free, it's everywhere, and it's for you.
have wrestled away the floor from Brian Bulaga and Mark Tauscher, just so we could get into more offensive line conversation. But I want them to talk about the guy that plays the position they both manned for 2 decades. Zach Tom was really good on Sunday. I don't have to be the connoisseur that you two are of offensive line play to see that. Tausch, I'll give you the honors because you're older and you were here before Brian.
That's fair.
What did you like? What did you see? And why is Zach Tom effective at a position where you two are different shaped than he is, and yet all three of you look like you're stud right tackles?
So I think the thing I always am looking for is the competitive nature, and do you have the feet? If you have the feet, then everything else you can figure out. Some guys are big punchers. Some guys are absorbers. What is he good at? And for me, his mirror, he stays in front. And I think one of the most underrated parts of playing offensive tackle, everybody wants long arms and 6'7" Jonathan Ogden feet and being able to slide. That's great. You can find guys like that. But can you maintain your balance when things get tough? Guys are trying to pull you and do. And to me, watching Zach Tom in the limited amount of snaps preseason and what we saw on Sunday, he has a finish about him, and you never see him really get out over his toes. He always is trying to stay in balance, and when stuff does happen, he's able to fight through and finish it. That's what I'm always looking for. His feet are good enough to play, and all of that other stuff, the way he maintains his balance, it is such a critical part to play an offensive tackle. That's the part that I've been most impressed with.
So, Brian, you followed Tausch at that position and played at a similarly very high level, even though you two aren't exactly the same person either. When you watch Zach Tom, what jumps out at you, and what is it that you think makes him effective? Because, remember, this is a guy that they feel like can play all 5 positions on the offensive line, and instead of having him be that versatile guy that they could put anywhere, they said, look, you're our best option at right tackle, and they put him there.
Yeah, I mean, I think Tausch hit the nail on the head to start, right? Like, the first thing I always look for is feet, because like Tausch kind of said, if you have good feet, you can coach and teach and kind of find what a guy does best with the other things. If his feet are in the right place, he can do that. And what impresses me, especially because I remember last year when I watched him play, he was getting pushed back a bit, right? He had a very weak outside leg. He wasn't strong at that point of contact in the pass rep, right? So a DN would press his outside shoulder, whether that was left tackle or right tackle, and he would kind of give ground on that, quite a bit of ground. This year, it looks tremendously better. So obviously this offseason, a priority for him was get bigger and get stronger, which I've noticed watching him play this last game and some in the preseason, right, is limited. That as I've tried to educate Homer on, his anchor has improved. He's improved his anchor. He's improved his strength so that when he does get rocked with a bull rush, it goes hand in hand with what Tausch was saying with balance. He's able to gain his balance and sit down, right, and anchor down right there. And he's able to maintain the pocket and the width with balance and strength, which I think is big. Also, I learned the NFL style of tackle watching Tausch and Cliff, right? I was behind them, so I got to watch them in their reps. I got to go out there and kind of figure out what worked best for me. And, you kind of had I always like to say my game was kind of a balance of a little bit of Cliff and a little bit of Tausch, because Tausch was a grabber and absorber. That's how I ended up being. Tausch set differently than Cliffy. I like to set a little bit more like Cliffy. So I got to watch what they did. And when I'm watching him, he's got tight hands. He's a puncher, which is different than, say, what Bakhtiari's doing over on his side. Dave is more of a absorber as well. I mean, Dave will punch every now and then, but he's kind of sets his hands in the proper place. Tom looks like he's punching and getting his hands inside. You can get burned with that, obviously, if you're going against better competition, good defensive ends that are able to time that up, right? I mean, as the competition gets better, you just can't be a one-trick pony and just throw a punch all the time, because they're going to time it up. They're going to swat your hands. They're going to get underneath that. And he'll learn that, right? Like, that's something he's going to learn as the competition starts to ramp up. Like, the Bears were a great little opening test for him. Good for him, right? Like, those are the guys he should be dominating, and he did, right? Like, that's what we're looking for. I'd have to go back and watch. I watched a little bit of the Atlanta game. I didn't tune into it too much. But I don't think they have what you're looking for as in like a dominant pass rusher either. I know Jared inside is a dominant guy on the inside, but I don't know if they have that edge guy. So this should be another week. I think they're on the road, right? They're at Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a road test. Silent count's going to be in effect.
Mm-hmm.
It's a whole different set of circumstances this week. Because I mean, once they were in Chicago and they got up early, that you could hear Jordan Love clear as day under center. Like, it got quiet in there really quick, right? So silent account was in effect early there, but once the game went on, man, it was probably normal cadence because that's what it sounded like. So it's going to be noisy in the Dome. Atlanta starts off 1-0, and this is going to be another test for them. But overall, you got to love what you see so far, right? Like, and you could tell that he's earned it through camp, right? Because it was him and Yash were battling for that spot early on. Obviously, Yash was playing left tackle because Dave didn't practice much, but those two guys were rotating in at right tackle. And obviously, Tom won the job, and from what we've seen, deservedly so.
Brian, before we let you go, as much as your insights, and that was great, and I can't wait to use it all in the Wisconsin State Journal in a story about Zach Tom. What'd you think of Jordan Love? Because we have to ask about him in his debut as the number one quarterback for the season.
I was impressed, right? Like, again, you didn't really know what to expect. You got a little taste in the preseason of what you could expect. And I was impressed. 15 to 27, 245, 3 tutters. Controlled the offense well. I mean, the fumbled snap or whatever it was, I mean, that's, whatever. He got it back. But overall, I liked the command he had. He looked very comfortable, looked poised. I mean, two thumbs up for it, right? Like, opening game, again, I'll say, I keep saying I don't want to, be the Debbie Downer, right? But, like, the Bears' defense is going to be ranked at the bottom of the league.
Yeah, they stink. There's nobody there that scares you.
Yes. Yeah. So, like, they're going to be a really bad defense, right? So I take it all with a grain of salt, but I think for what we wanted to see out of him week one, everyone saw, and it was good. So I think there's going to be things that he can improve on. Obviously, there's going to be games where he's going to have to throw the ball probably 35 to 40 times, right? Not just 27. And then we're going to kind of get a better litmus test of where he is when the game has to be in his hands, right? Like, this game didn't really, I mean, they were in control of it the whole time. He didn't have to do anything crazy for week one, which is good, right? That's a testament to the defense. And I mean, if I was going to take away from Jordan Love, one negative was the run game has to be better. 32 attempts, 92 total yards rushing, not good enough. Not going to get it done. But for the most part, he wasn't asked to do anything crazy, but that's okay. He did what he was asked to do really well, and that's what you're looking for.
Brian, we look forward to every Wednesday with you.
As do I. I look forward to it.
And all the former offensive linemen that listen to this show religiously cannot wait for you to break down John Runyon next week on Tackle Talk.
Hey, you joke.
Blue.
You joke. I'm totally on board.
Dude, no, stop. It's awesome.
Pause.
I was joking about the fact that I couldn't get a word in edgewise, but that's it. You will not get
I'm just curious.
what you got today anywhere else.
I'm just curious.
And I love it.
Who are you going to do a feature on next week so Blue can watch extra film? Well, is it going to be Runyon? Is it Yash? Like, who do you want to really dissect so you can use Blue's quotes to jam into your article? That's Blue, as you know, Wilde loves to act like he's just being totally selfless. He's always got an angle. Always.
Not always. Most of the time, though.
Yeah.
Brian, we love you, buddy. We appreciate you. We'll talk to you next week.
All right, guys. Take care. I appreciate you.
That is the outstanding Brian
I was going to say,
Bulaga.
take care, be good. How good would that have been?
It did sound like he was
I thought that's where he was going.
We need to get to the 10 o'clock hour. That's next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Hi, this is Wayne Larrabee, the voice of Green Bay football. You know, fans count on me to make the right call every time, and I can continue to do that thanks to Summit Eye Care of Wisconsin. When my vision began to drift, my eye doctor said Summit Eye Care was the best place to go. Using the latest adjustable implants, the doctors at Summit were able to fine-tune my vision. In fact, my vision is now the best it's ever been. Summit Eye Care was the right call to help me see all the action on game days.
To schedule an appointment at one of their locations, visit summitiwi.com.
Kevin Moret here from Mentality Men's Health. Guys, did you know that the stored belly fat reduces your free testosterone? The more the belly grows, the harder it is to drop, mostly because of the decrease in free T. It's a vicious cycle that men are losing, and unfortunately, everyone can see it. Mentality breaks that cycle with semaglutide, an industry-changing weight loss medication that can help you lose up to 15% of your body weight while preserving your testosterone. Join our over 20,000 clients to look and feel the way you deserve. In Milwaukee, go to lowtusa.com. That's lowtusa.com.
Football fans, tailgating season is here, and there's no better way to celebrate football being back than with BotaBox. BotaBox is giving away tickets to 2 separate winners for a VIP Tundra Trio pregame tailgate party experience and game tickets for December 3rd's Green Bay versus Kansas City game. Fans can enter by scanning the QR code posted at participating BotaBox retailers in Wisconsin through October 29th. Winners will be announced on October 30th. Please drink responsibly. Must be 21 years or older to enter. BotaBox Vineyards, Manteca, California. Visit ESPNWisconsinContest.com for more details.
Buckle up. It's all systems go at Potawatomi. Plug in to high wattage play and you could win an all-electric BMW i7. Play now through September with your club card. Prize drawings on Thursdays. There's a shocking $800,000 in total prizes on the line, including the luxury BMW i7. It's time to electrify your drive. Only at Potawatomi Casino Hotel. More info at paysbig.com/BMW. Must be 21 years old and a club member to play.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin, the ESPN app, and Wisconsin On Demand.
You're listening to 94.5 ESPN, WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
I've been grinding so long, been trying it for years. And I got nothing to show, just climbing this rope right here. And if there's a man upstairs, he kept bringing me rain. But I've been sending up prayers and something's changed. I think I finally found my hallelujah. I've been waiting for this moment all my life. Now all my dreams are coming.
Thanks again to Brian Balaga. We're excited to have him every Wednesday at 9:30. This is the 10 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch, and it will include his goat of a sidekick. How many days is he on the Homer Hour? 2?
I don't know.
Mondays and Thursdays
Yeah,
is
2
my
days.
understanding. Yeah.
Nice. And he's on with us as well. Homer will join us at 10:30. We look forward to talking to the GOAT as well.
Hey, I just tweeted this out, and I'm curious. Can anyone explain? Like, I literally will drive by a gas station, and I'm always intrigued by gas prices. I think everybody has to be concerned about that. How do gas prices go up 35 cents in a day? Like, one night. And it's like, why didn't I fill up last night? Well, how does it go up 35 cents? What? It used to be, it goes up 3 cents or 2 cents. 35 cents in a night? Is that not absurd?
I noticed that a couple of days ago, and then it dropped like 20 cents the next day. So I am not an expert.
That.
Yeah, that was up here. It might be back up. I haven't left the house today yet. So maybe it's back up to $3.69 or whatever it might be. I think
that's a complicated deal. I know I don't expect you to break it down. If somebody's smarter than us,
like offensive line play,
we'll throw. If somebody said, "Well, I need you to break down something you're a master at," what are you breaking down? Like, me and Blue could have talked. I mean, we could have went through acing it and, getting really into the weeds. And, man, that got my blood going. Like, that was... So I would probably say that and parallel parking would be 2 things that I could put a master class on. What is your master class? That you know what? I'm going to teach this. I can riff on this for 5 hours and still love it.
Yeah, I would love to teach journalism at the University of Wisconsin at some point.
Why don't you?
Because I live in Green Bay and my schedule's a little bit busy right now.
And in the spring, you have nothing going on.
But after the girls are grown and maybe at the University of Wisconsin, maybe, I'll bunk in at Celery Hall and do an adjunct professor deal.
Jesse, what would you be an expert in? What would you riff for like hours on end?
What do you think I would be
I actually don't know. Like, that's why I asked. Definitely
Jesse
wouldn't be dog
Jesse doesn't
parenting
either.
or keeping turtles alive.
Bowling would be up there. Playing music, like piano play. I could teach people how to play piano.
All right.
Those are probably
Those are your
top.
two?
Like play-by-play, even though like I definitely am not. Like I could teach you a thing or two after listening to the second half of you and LePay on Saturday night.
Wow. Okay.
Wow.
That's strong.
I didn't see that coming.
It's kind of mean.
What did you hear on the broadcast that you felt you can critique your
tell me more.
co-star on the show and
tell
your
me
adopted
I wait
dad?
too long for tutters and all that. So, by the way, so did the Badgers. We waited too long to score a tutter until the third quarter. So what is it?
You made me feel like we, the Badgers, were losing in the second half, which we, the Badgers, were losing in the second half. But you could use a little more.
Are you saying it's too we?
No, I could have.
We were behind.
You sounded a little downtrodden.
Well, because I felt that way. You want me to be fake? Oh, everybody, this is great. When the excitement level picked up and we were in position to go score to take the lead, but yeah, when we're down 24-9, it was a little melancholy. That's how it was feeling.
Well, then you captured that perfectly.
So I take it back, and you were great.
I'll stick to bowling and piano,
there
I guess.
you go.
Jesse, let's do some Power Rankings Tuesday on Wednesday.
Oh, guys, the Power Rankings are out after 1 week of games.
Can I make one more complaint? I just complained about gas prices. Apple's doing it to me again. Sucking my
changing
battery.
the charger, too.
They're sucking my battery and won't let me charge
Changing
it.
how you charge it
By the way,
next,
how
too.
do I get in on that lawsuit? Where everybody's getting paid on the Apple not letting you sucking the battery out of your.
Is this? Are we just airing grievances?
No,
this
there's no
hour?
airing
Is that what
grievances.
we're doing?
But Jason,
Gas
I had
prices are up,
88% when I
AP is
got here.
screwing me.
88% battery. I got a long day ahead of me, so I want my phone charged. And through an hour and a half, hour 15 of the show, I'm getting one click. It's up to 89%. That's all you're giving me with an hour and 15 a charge? Like,
Maybe
come on,
you don't have
Apple.
it plugged in properly.
Well, how would it get up one?
I don't know. If Sarah was here, at least it would be
All right,
plugged in
get to
correctly.
Power Rankings. Power Rankings of how Apple treats its customers 2 years in with its phone because they want you to buy the new one. Not good. Next.
Yes, you're right. We're not airing grievances at all.
All right.
Was that airing a grievance or making an observation?
That would sound like a grievance and an observation.
Could be both. Yeah. Not exclusive. Where do you believe the Green Bay Packers land in the Week 2 ESPN NFL Nation Power Rankings?
Where did they start?
I can tell you that. One moment, please.
Okay.
The Green Bay Packers began at number 20 in the preseason rankings.
Okay, so I think they were obviously impressive. Road win against a bad football team. I think they went up 5 slots. I'm going to go 15.
Tausch says 15. Jason, do you know the answer, or are you going to guess?
I was going to say 16. I was hoping that maybe we would have a farther difference of one spot, but I was going to say 16.
How about number 14? 14
Playoff team.
Playoffs, top 7.
Well, I told you they beat the Bears. They're making the playoffs. Yeah, that's not surprising. That was, you can look at, I think San Francisco had the most impressive win. Looked the best of every team in the NFL last week. And this is always about, what have you done for me lately? Still projecting where you could be. And I think most pundits are still looking at it and saying, all right, that was pretty good. Maybe you're better than we think, but let's see a little bit more before we start immersing ourselves in the G&G. So this weekend, you go down to Atlanta and beat Atlanta, you're all of a sudden going to, I think, start sneaking around that top 10. And then you start looking at it like, oh, maybe this is a little bit better operation than we thought. So I think 15 or 14 is right where they should be.
So I appreciated Brian Bulaga's self-awareness that a sect of the Packers fan base does not want to hear this sort of thing. And he said he didn't want to be Debbie Downer. But how do we accurately, because that's our job here, not going to get in a journalism teaching moment here, my TED Talk, but how do we accurately assess what that win means, how impressive it is? Because you both acknowledged, as did I, that the Bears aren't very good. You can only play who's on the schedule when they're on the schedule.
Yeah, but people thought the Packers weren't going to be any good either.
Okay.
So I think you look at it and say they did what they were supposed to do. They just went on the road and spanked the Chicago Bears. Now, the Bears aren't going to be 1-16 this year. The Bears are going to beat a lot of teams.
A lot?
I do. I think the Bears win 5 or 6 games. 5 or 6 games is a lot of games for them. It's double what they won last year. Double.
They won 3 last year.
Yeah, so 6 would be double. That's how math works, Jason.
5 would not be double. That's how math works.
I said 5 or 6. Stop fighting with me. So I was told we fight too much. 5 or 6 wins is probably where the Bears are going to end up. I think they'll get better too, but their weaknesses are the Packers' strengths. They don't have a pass rush. Green Bay's got a really good O-line that allows Jordan Love to sit back and be comfortable. Their O-line's not very good. Packers' D-line is much better than I think we thought. So they're going to be different challenges, but you can only go off of who you played. And this wasn't like they squeaked out a win. They dominated the second half of football. And you can make an argument they didn't dominate the first half, but they definitely did in the second half, and I think that's all you can go off of.
Jesse, were there some other spots on these power rankings that intrigued you before we move on?
So the top 5, we always like to review the top 5. Number 1,
gotta be San
Francisco 49ers.
Pretty doggone impressive. Going up against a Pittsburgh team on the road that is supposed to be pretty good. I don't think Kenny Pickett and the boys sniffed it.
Number 2, the Philadelphia Eagles. So interesting that the top 2 teams, as much as we were talking the AFC in the preseason, NFC teams occupying spots 1 and 2.
Good point.
It's a point. I don't know if it's good.
Number 3, the Kansas City Chiefs, who lost.
Yeah. Where's Detroit 4 then?
The Dallas Cowboys are 4.
Yeah, it was an impressive win.
Miami Dolphins, number 5.
Miami Dolphins. Yeah, again, it's 1 week, and it's based off of what people's projections were. So Philadelphia struggled, got a pick 6 and some other things, and New England had them beat. And everybody thinks New England's going to be pretty average this year. I think Philly and San Fran are going to be your 2 best teams in the NFC. I think Dallas will be kind of... And then I think you could put Green Bay firmly in the top 7 after 1 week, as saying they're going to be a playoff team. It's based off of what we saw last week. Now, again, things change. It's the beauty of this whole business. Things do change. Green Bay has a lot to prove yet, but through 1 week, they aced their exam.
The New York Jets are number 12, so still in front of the Packers.
That's going to dip significantly.
The Lions you asked for?
Significant.
They are number 7.
That's about where they need to be.
And the worst team in the power rankings we always like to see?
Arizona.
The Arizona Cardinals.
That's not going to change. I will be shocked. Indy and Arizona will be kind of biting at each other all season. Those are your 2 junkers.
Cellar-dwelling stink pots, some might call them.
Yeah, but on purpose. And you know what? I think Minnesota's going to be hovering down there, too.
Wow.
Minnesota's going to be in the upper 20s, I think, for, once they continue on this path. You look at their schedule, man. It ain't pretty. You lose to a Tampa team that stinks. Tampa's going to be bad. Bad. And they got beat at home. You think it's going to get a lot better?
How many teams do you think are going to be just awful? Like, you can't
most
say
of the league,
half
basically.
The NFC.
No, I don't. I didn't say half the NFC.
You got who you already got in the
Arizona, Minnesota, Who else did I put? I put the Rams down
Arizona,
there.
Minnesota, the Rams.
I didn't put Washington down
Tampa.
there.
Yes, you did.
I drafted Washington in my team fantasy draft. If you guys want me to break that down again, I can.
Definitely. Yes, please do.
I don't think Washington. I think the NFC is going to be okay. I thought the NFC South, you got Tampa. Carolina's going to get better, but they're not going to win a ton of games. No. Get out of here with that. I told you Minnesota's going to stink. I could be wrong because Kirk Cousins and Justin Jefferson, maybe they can, but I don't think that defense got any better. And I just think, I don't think their management's telling you what they want to do. They want to get a young stud quarterback to take over with this roster. That's what they want. I'll be surprised if Kirk Cousins doesn't get traded.
You have made that position very clear. Chris in Cedarburg is here to help you with your gas questions. These last 2 hurricanes threatened southern refineries and caused the recent volatility. Soon, producers will switch to the cheaper winter mix. Thank me for my service.
Okay. Well, there you go.
That is Chris in Cedarburg here to help you.
Oh, sure. Chris in Cedarburg just gets to say something. You don't fact check him. You're just like, oh, that's
I'm
the
not
answer.
by the way,
good.
I'm not the fact check guy on the show. That's a producer's role, is fact checking. Is it not?
Not on this show.
Oh, I'm well aware.
Just want to let everyone know later in the program, we do have.
I kind of want to do triple trivia Thursday.
No.
I do. No, but that's what I want.
We literally, logistically cannot do that.
Well, I think you can. You don't want to. Fair?
No.
What do you mean logistically you can't? You could easily do 3 rounds of trivia.
Have your IT team schedule a meeting with me so I can explain how things work around here, because this is the 3rd time today that we're talking about this.
I haven't brought it up once. Sauce.
We'll get to trivia eventually. We'll continue the conversation about where the Packers stand as they get ready for the Atlanta Falcons on Sunday. I want to remind you, and I mentioned this yesterday, I am thankful that I have never needed David Gruber and Gruber Law Offices because I have not been injured in an accident. But I love the fact that they're always there for me. And David's there for me when I have other legal questions, too. We're lucky to have him as a partner, and lucky I am to have him as a friend. If you need representation, you know that Gruber Law Offices is going to be there for you. They have been providing the best care and service and reputation that they have in the industry. You can check them out, gruber-law.com. That's gruber-law.com, or give them a call. One call, that's all. 414-276-6666. 414-276-6666. We got Otzi chiming in via Twitter. We got all kinds of stuff going on, but we need to hear a little bit from Rob Domofsky and what he wrote about on this power rankings. We'll talk about that next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Looking for a fun way to win up to 25 times your money this football season? Well, test your skills on Prize Picks, the most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports. Just select 2 or more players, pick more or less on their projection for a wide variety of statistics, and place your entry. It's as simple as that. If you have the skills, you can turn $10 into $250 with just a few taps. Easy gameplay, quick withdrawals, and an enormous selection of players and stat options are what make Prize Picks the #1 daily fantasy sports app. Ready to test your skills? Join the Prize Picks community of more than 7 million football fans who have already signed up. And right now, Prize Picks will match your first deposit up to $100. Just visit prizepicks.com/WI and use code WI. That's code WI at prizepicks.com/WI for a first deposit match up to $100. Prize Picks, daily fantasy sports made easy.
Catholic Memorial plays on 94.5 ESPN.
And that's going to free him. He's going to go into the end zone for a touchdown. McRossi.
On Friday night, the Crusaders hit the road to take on the Wauwatosa East Red Raiders. Keith Neitzel and Mike Padole have coverage right here on 94.5 ESPN starting at 6:30 Friday. Catholic Memorial Football on 94.5 ESPN is brought to you by the Bray Team at Shore West, Gerald Nell Inc., Wind Dancer Balloon Promotions, Mid-City Sports, Suburban Asphalt, Perspire Sauna Studio, Edge Leadership, and Urchel Real Estate Group.
Hi, it's John Reitz from Great Midwest Bank, and you gotta love finding change in the junk drawer, or even better, a 20 in your laundry or pants pocket, right? But the best source of extra cash may be in the walls of your home. All right, wait. Now, put down the sledgehammer and tap into the value of your house by setting up a home equity line of credit and experience a state of tranquility, knowing funds are there when you need them. Get started at greatmidwestbank.com. Great Midwest Bank, your simply local equal housing lender.
Brian, why are you stacking books on the floor?
I want to stand while I work. Standing desks are all the rage these days.
Well, it's a good thing that these desks move up and down. You did know that, right?
What? They do?
Yeah, we're not messing around here.
This is great. Now, only if I had a chair to swivel around in.
Do you just not pay attention to everybody else's desks?
Well, no wonder I'm not getting much done these days.
Coakley Brothers and Brothers Interiors, the official moving and furniture provider of GKB Milwaukee.
Wisconsin is as hard-working of a place as you'll ever find. There's a sense of pride, community, and work ethic that's second to none. People here are tough, but even the toughest among us need help after a serious accident. At Gruber Law Offices, we won't stop fighting for you and your family. We've been here and will continue to be here for as long as you need us. Gruber Law Offices, proud partner of the Milwaukee Brewers.
At Blaine's Farm and Fleet, you'll always find great deals. Right now, get even greater savings store-wide with our lowest prices of the year. Like innovative, quality-driven Goodyear tires, all on sale. Right now, buy any 3 Goodyear tires, get the 4th one free with installation. Plus, get up to $100 in consumer rebates when you buy select sets of 4 Goodyear tires. Shop long-lasting quality and tread life at unbeatable value with Blaine's Farm and Fleet's lowest prices of the year.
Find value at Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
Get to and from every home game in Green Bay this football season safely. Milwaukee Brought House, Jack's American Pub, and Wanakee Golf Course all offer transportation on game days. They've got bus services with private restrooms and all-you-can-drink packages. Book your round-trip ride from any of these locations and get complimentary access to an all-you-can-eat and drink tailgate at the bar on Holmgren Way. Make your game day experience a VIP experience with your official ride to Green Bay.
Wilde and Tausch is presented by Tito's Handmade Vodka, America's original craft vodka produced in Austin, Texas, and naturally gluten-free. Tito's Handmade Vodka.
Yeah. Ooh la la, the pool is singing my line. Tonight nights with a view, yeah, keeping those blinds closed. Yeah. She said I wanna find somebody by 9 Ooh na na, could it be her baby?
So, Jesse, what was the question that all 32 NFL Nation reporters had to answer?
Jason,
for the
can I ask you a question first before you do this?
Sure.
How many Atlanta Falcons can you name?
Not enough. Not
Jesse?
enough.
Desmond Ritter.
Yep.
Bijan Robinson. Tyler Algier.
Oh, that's a good one.
Kyle Pitts.
Jesse Bates. I know that one.
You got Matthews out at left
Drake
tackle.
London, wide receiver.
All right, so more than we thought. Okay.
That's it. I got 5 or 6.
Yeah, I just think from a nondescript standpoint, Falcons are one of those programs.
Have they replaced the Jaguars as the most irrelevant franchise?
I don't want to say most irrelevant, but I wouldn't want to be a Falcon fan.
That's fair.
Who's their coach?
Arthur Smith.
I was going to say Chester Arthur. I knew it was Arthur. And I knew he was, he's a big, strong dude. And I think
you're going to take a poke at it?
Good one. That question pierced my mind. I was biding my time before it pierced.
Who are the best Arthurs of all time?
Well, the movie Arthur is pretty good.
King Arthur?
Is that part of the Camelot thing? Okay, I didn't mean to throw you off, but it popped at me because Desmond Ritter, I think, might be one of the most NFL fans know everybody's quarterback. I think the Falcons would be one that you had to scratch your head. Oh, God, is Mariota still down there? Matt Ryan quarterbacking them? No, it's that Ritter kid from Cincy. Oh.
Yeah. You can ask Luke Fickell about him because he coached him. You won't, but you could.
No, I might.
Okay. Just trying to help you.
I'll ask him about Sauce because I know he's a Cincinnati guy.
Sauce Ritter. Sauce Fickell. Call Coach Fickle's sauce and see what happens. I'm kind of curious about that. All right, Jesse, what was the question before we got to how many Atlanta Falcons can you name? What was the question that they posed to all 32 Rob Domofskis?
All 32 Domofskis answered which player...
Is Wilde doing it too, though? Is he like pinch hitting?
No, this was a Domofsky special. This was bold. Which player had the best debut performance for his new team? So for all 32 teams, any player, first-time new player for that team.
So you can't go Jordan Love.
No,
right?
can't
Correct.
go Jordan Love.
It's got to be a rookie. 13 to choose from.
Well, it's a rookie, or it could be a free agent or someone that was acquired in a trade. Anything
well, Green
like
Bay
that.
doesn't do free agents very often.
Right.
So.
So who do you think had the best debut performance for the Green Bay Packers before I tell you what Bold Bob picked?
All right, Wilde, why don't you jump? I mean, I'm going to go with my guy, LVN. I think he, again, had...
Oh, he's your guy.
Well, I've told you that.
He's your sleeper for the season, the first round pick, 13th overall.
What a play. Well, you said he wasn't going to even play. Oh, he'll do some spot stuff and all this other stuff. He made an impact.
He did, no doubt.
So that's an easy answer for me. I'm going LVN.
I was going to pick the kicker, Anders Carlson.
Oh, you can't do that. What are you doing? You can't pick that.
He replaced the all-time leading scorer.
I said that in the Green Day game day preview, and you're like, that's ridiculous. You didn't even say anything about Jordan Love. And I said, well, Jesse said we can't talk about Jordan Love. Remember when I said Anders Carlson?
And by the way, is it that mentioned that we fight too much?
Anders Carlson didn't miss a kick, and the Green Bay Packers won. So looks like old T with a W in the old Green Day game day
I'm glad you brought
preview.
that up, Tausch. You're pretty smart. Rob Domofsky picked Anders Carlson. How about that?
Oh, yeah, well, I'm sure him and Wilde didn't coerce each other.
5 for 5 on point after.
Coerce each
and
other.
a made 50-plus yard field goal.
Yeah, Anders had a heck of a debut. It was a heck of a debut. Yeah, it's a good... Hey, both picks can be right. Anders had a heck of a day. He did.
Well, I'm glad we can end on an agreement. Jesse's working on triple trivia for tomorrow.
We're doing double trivia.
Are we
going
to do triple trivia?
No, we're doing double trivia today around 11:15.
Okay, there you go. The producer has spoken. Before we can do that around 11:15, we got to talk to Uncle Homer. He is scheduled to join us next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch is presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Hey folks, if you're like me, this is your favorite time of the year. Not only is it football season, it's Chevy truck season too. You can go from watching great tackles on the gridiron to tackling any challenge that comes your way with the strength, trailering, and off-road capability of the powerful Chevy Silverado. So don't miss Chevy truck season and take advantage of exciting offers available right now. See your local Chevy dealer and visit WisconsinDriveChevy.com.
Take it to the house this season and enjoy tailgating from your own backyard. Tito's wants to make sure you have the best tailgate on the block. You can win game day gear for your next gathering by entering to win at Tito'sTailgate.com. Be sure to enter by November 15th for your chance to win a Solo Stove Grill, a Brewmate back tap for batch cocktails, or a Tito's football jersey. For official rules, visit Tito'sTailgate.com. Must be 21 years old to enter. Distilled and bottled in Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof. Crafted to be savored responsibly.
Kevin Murat here for Mentality Men's Health. We hear stories every day in our clinics that what used to work for guys doesn't anymore. Increase cardio, cut out certain food, nothing stops the changes in their bodies, especially the weight. The fact is, years of decreasing testosterone has packed on the belly fat that won't go away. We've introduced a medication, semaglutide, that helps drop 15% of the body weight on average while preserving testosterone. Join the over 20,000 Mentality clients and jumpstart your results. In Milwaukee, go to lowtusa.com. That's lowtusa.com.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin plays at an MVP level. They came in ahead of time, make sure they had all of the measurements. When the Pella people left, you had no idea they had been here. You just had the new window. They're great professionals, Gina, and some of the best in the world at what they do.
Right now, pay as low as $19 a month per window or $75 per month on patio doors. Visit PellaWI.com today.
$6.99 APR for 120 months. Certain restrictions apply. See showroom for details. Offers end 9/30/2023.
Hey, it's Jason Wilde for Associated Bank. Show your Brewers pride everywhere you go with Brewers Checking, only from Associated Bank. Score exclusive perks like a one-of-a-kind Brewers Debit MasterCard, 10% off at the team store, even express check-in at the Associated Bank gate. And if you want a VIP game day, the Associated Bank Power Alley is for everyone. Contact the Brewers ticket office to learn how you could treat your crew to a full buffet and private bar overlooking left center field. Brewers Checking. Learn more at associatedbank.com/Brewers today. Member FDIC.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau. This is your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee. Want that mirror finish on your car? You need Z-Gloss by Z-Bart. Z-Gloss is a 3-layer ceramic coating that not only gives your car that mirror finish, it protects it from everything that Mother Nature can throw at it. Visit zbart.com for more information.
The Packers had a scary moment in Sunday's win over the Bears. After scoring a touchdown in the third quarter, running back Aaron Jones left the game with a hamstring injury and did not return. A day later, head coach Matt LaFleur provided a brief update on his star running back.
We're still kind of going through that right now. I can tell you the encouraging thing was that he was able to jog off the field, and we were in a situation where we didn't need to put him back in the game.
We'll have a better idea of where Jones stands for the Packers' Week 2 matchup against the Atlanta Falcons when the week's first injury report is released on Wednesday afternoon.
This has been your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee.
The Bog in Saukville is Ozaukee County's best golf experience. 18 championship holes designed by the legendary golfer Arnold Palmer, settled amongst 250 acres of beautiful private land. The Bog caters to golfers of all skill levels, offering a golf experience unlike any other. Come enjoy the finest golf greens in Wisconsin, and after your round, enjoy a bite to eat in our restaurant or out on our new patio bar overlooking the 18th green. It's time to golf, Wisconsin. It's time to enjoy the Bog.
Wilde and Tausch is presented by Tito's Handmade Vodka, America's original craft vodka produced in Austin, Texas, and naturally gluten-free. Tito's Handmade Vodka.
Whatever you do, make sure you do it right. Whatever you do, make sure you do it right. You making love or starting the schoolyard fight.
You know what that is. It's time for the GOAT. You hear him every weekday during the Homer Hour, 5 to 6 on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee. You hear him on the Marquette Men's Basketball Radio Network, and you hear him on God Talk. My Faith with Homer and Pip on YouTube. It is Steve the Homer. True Homer, good morning. How are you?
I'm not well at all.
Uh-oh.
I had one of the great predictions ever. Aaron Rodgers MVP only lasted 4 plays. Now, I do wish to clarify now, I'm picking his MVP next season. I talked about Corbin
Comeback
Burns,
player of the
how well
year.
he was pitching 2 games ago. I said, this guy's unbelievable. And then he quickly gave up 4 runs. Well, then in his next outing, he, threw a no-hitter, or he was spectacular. So my vision is brilliant. The timing might be off. So I am now predicting Aaron Rodgers will be the MVP in 2024. But, yeah, that'll go down as one of the worst predictions ever.
I'll take that action.
We haven't figured out the odds on that for the action. I think I'll probably get 100 to 1.
No, it'd be less than that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Comeback player of the year. If he comes back, he'll win comeback player of the year, which I think will be meaningful. I know, but that's what he'll. So, Homer, how was your reaction on your show yesterday, and just in general, the reaction that you saw from Packer fans after the Aaron Rodgers injury?
Well, I just don't overreact to the isolated people who are happy he got hurt.
You overreact to everything. What are you talking about?
No, I don't overreact to them.
Oh.
I may overreact in my opinion.
Okay.
But those people, they don't count enough, and they're a small percentage. So my thought was that, if you're sad about injuries, which I am, I think injuries are the worst thing in sports by far. I can't comprehend. I say it's like, if you were smart and then one day your brain doesn't work. That's horrible, and that's what happens to athletes, and It would have been terrible to Randy Moss if he did it, if everybody hated him when he was with the Vikings. I just think it's the worst thing about sports tenfold. So I'm always sad. But as far as the Packers, hey, it means their second-round pick is going to be a really good one.
Yep.
So
For sure.
that, he's done, and the Packer game was 100 times more important.
I thought Jim Polzin wrote a good column in the State Journal about, and this was something that a couple of our callers yesterday mentioned, it just sucks that we don't get to, for those of us that were going to do this, I know there are Packers fans who said they weren't going to pay any attention to him at all, except for if he got to 65% of the snaps, which he will not. But I was looking forward to following these two teams on parallel tracks all season long. Obviously, covering the Packers as closely as I do, but also keeping more than just half an eye on the Jets. I was excited for Monday night. Were you in that same group with your prediction for the MVP award for the quarterback?
No, not at all. The interest in Aaron Rodgers, again, everything is important only as it relates to the Green Bay Packers. But the interest in Aaron Rodgers was, again, assessing Goody and his assessment to move on. That's Aaron Rodgers exists only as an indication of another judge of Goody, and Goody gets a huge thumbs up because one of the issues with an older player and why you consider trading them is they might get hurt. And he got hurt, so Goody gets an A++ for moving Rodgers when he did, and that's the only thing that's important about Aaron Rodgers. He's not on the team.
Yeah,
I've lost interest in Lynn Dickey. I don't follow Brett Favre much, and all the other players that are former Packers, for other reasons. All the other former Packers, I don't. Again, you assess them only on how it affects you, how good a job your GM is doing, because if he let people go that end up being really good, then he made mistakes, and that's the assessment of the GM is the most important assessment of any NFL team. Did you guys even know the coach? You know the famous thing about the coach for Atlanta?
Hey, he's the FedEx guy.
Well, I mean, he's the kid.
Yeah.
He's got to be the richest head coach in NFL history, right?
I mean,
Dad's worth $6 billion.
I haven't seen the trust. What's the trust? Is he going to be allocated this?
Don't you assume?
No, you never assume.
Worth $6 billion. Oh, I'm assuming. Yes.
How many other kids did they have? And I mean, there's all kinds of questions.
They're 10. I got all the answers for you.
How many? They have 10 kids.
Name the other.
Less than $1 billion apiece.
Name a coach whose dad is worth $6 billion. That's probably it. He's got the richest dad in the history of the NFL.
Jerry Jones's kid. He's basically the coach and GM. No?
He's not.
Well,
nice try.
He's the GM.
Okay. Not the coach.
Okay.
I said coach.
Well, if you start doing the math on that, though, $6 billion becomes $3 billion, and you got 10. You're splitting it 10 ways.
Yeah,
it's pretty substantial.
Is Jerry Jones's kid as rich as the coach of the Atlanta Falcons? I would say so. Yeah, I don't think he has 10 kids. I don't even know how many Jerry has.
He's got
I didn't realize
a few.
This is his third year as head coach too.
Yeah, I think the Atlanta Falcons might be one of the most nondescript franchises that we got right now.
He followed Matt LaFleur as the offensive coordinator in Tennessee.
Yep.
Yeah.
So what?
I just don't know what he was.
I knew who he was.
Forever.
That's what it matters.
Yeah. I don't know how he got the job, but what did he do to get the job?
Everybody wants that offense. Everybody wants that offense.
Well, they wanted a discount on shipping packages. Maybe that's what it was.
I don't know.
So Homer, we just had.
By the way, I just want to let you guys as former athletes just amaze me.
Very frustrating.
You amaze me. So you spent 10 very good minutes talking about shading, correct?
Shades, shades and combos. And
you understand one thing.
What's that?
No one knows what the hell you're talking about.
No, you do.
No, I don't know what shading is, and no fans know what shading is. And yet you continue to talk about it. Neither of you, very intelligent, it ever crosses your mind, maybe people don't know what shading is.
I legit thought that, and I was hoping Wilde, who's supposed to be the conduit, would break that up.
Even let me get a word in to say that was
I
one
agree
of the
with
things I
Wilde
tried
on
to say.
this
How many people don't know what the shade of a center is? If you're watching
Everybody.
football, Jesse
I've
doesn't
never
know either.
heard of it.
The shade.
I followed football
You're off
for
of the
60
shade of the
years.
shoulder of the center.
Oh, okay.
That's a nose guard
again.
reaching a shade. Okay, well, we'll have to listen. We're working through some
Yeah,
things.
he
then.
talked about a couple things on our. And I said, you can't use that. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. It was something about the new right tackle. I don't know. It wasn't about quick feed. It was. I have to think of all the different words you guys use. But that fascinates me.
What, that we're so obtuse that we don't know that people don't know what the hell we're talking about?
No, it never crossed either of your minds.
No, it did cross my mind.
Look,
It
now,
did.
for example,
just
like,
ignored it.
I ignored it. It was fun.
Right, we've had other linemen that
was
are
fun.
analysts.
Yeah.
That are analysts, and they
Yeah.
never brought it up in a game.
All right.
Someone
all right,
literally said on Facebook, "Can you guys explain what shade is?"
Yeah.
It was in the comments of the video.
Thanks,
stream.
Wilde.
I don't know how this is my fault. I was one of the things.
It isn't your fault, Jason. I will not allow it to be
It's never
1%
Jason's
your
fault. It's always old T's fault.
Sometimes
That's
it
all
is
right.
my fault, but I was trying to interrupt to just say, explain for folks what the shade is. And we never got to that because you guys were too busy nerding out on your offensive line talk.
Yeah.
All right. We've got more time with Homer. I do want to address, because I mentioned it and Brian Bulaga mentioned it, not the shade, that the Bears aren't very good. So how does that form Homer's opinion on what the Packers are? Because he was already starting to raise his expectation of number of wins before the game was played.
Yep,
I want to get
moved
his
from
thoughts.
7 to 8. Yep.
I want to get his thoughts after what they did to what appears to be a not very good Bears team. We've got the GOAT and we've got the shade. More next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This on air, online, and on demand. Get all your favorite ESPN Wisconsin content anywhere you get your podcast for free. The new Wisconsin On Demand. It's free, it's everywhere, and it's for you. Keep the good times rolling every Sunday with GKB founder and CEO Craig Karmazin on Sunday Karma.
No rump shaking. Did you say that off the air, Kyle? You got to say that on the air. It was not rump shaking. It was not anything inappropriate. It just was totally irrelevant.
Sunday Karma with Craig Karmazin.
Because isn't that how GMs get chosen, right? You trade up, in my opinion, cost the team a chance to win a championship.
Sundays from 10 to noon on ESPN Wisconsin.
At Blaine's Farm and Fleet, you'll always find great deals. Right now, get even greater savings store-wide with our lowest prices of the year. Like over half off 50-foot Yellow Jacket extension cords, $32.99. 20-pound bags of Blaine's brand Finch birdseed, only $18.99. 20% off Carhartt denim pants for the whole family. Centric brake pads, rotors, shoes, and drums, also 20% off. And buy any 3 Cooper tires, get the 4th one free. Shop Blaine's Farm and Fleet's lowest prices of the year in-store or online and pick up your order in our drive-thru in just 1 hour.
Gabe, where do you think our group should be taking our golf trip next year?
Jason, I don't know. Do you have time to figure it all out and get all the reservations made? I certainly don't.
Not really. I mean, I'm so busy. If I only knew somebody to call that might do all the work for us.
Oh, I know about Wisconsin Golf Trips. Their main business is booking groups from around the world to play all the great courses in our state, but they're now doing outbound trips for groups each year to places like Michigan, Minnesota, and Nevada. Plus, Wisconsin Golf Trips is even booking custom packages for Scotland and Ireland.
Oh, wow. Let's hit them up.
WisconsinGolfTrips.com.
They say seeing is believing, and when you see what's inside at American Place Casino, you better believe you're gonna love it. Because when it comes to amazing gaming, we're a real game changer. With the most exciting of table games like blackjack, craps, and roulette, the newest slots, a sportsbook, restaurants, bars, and more. So if you're ready for excitement, we'll see you soon. American Place Casino. Change the game.
Must be 21 years of age or older. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, crisis counseling and referral services can be accessed by calling 1-800-GAMBLER, 1-800-426-2537.
Hi, it's John Reitz. At Great Midwest Bank, we live our Simply Giving mission by supporting local causes. Here's Dave Grams, Executive Director of the Alzheimer's Association Wisconsin, with a message about the Walk to End Alzheimer's.
For over 40 years, the Alzheimer's Association has been dedicated to Alzheimer's care, support, and research.
Our Walk to End Alzheimer's event is the world's largest fundraiser for Alzheimer's efforts. Your participation helps contribute to dementia care, awareness, and progress towards the devastating disease. There are 27 walks across the state of Wisconsin this fall. Join us at Milwaukee's Lakefront on September 17th. It's the 18th largest walk in the nation. Walk for someone in your life living with dementia. Together, we can walk toward a future without Alzheimer's.
Thanks, Dave. Find a walk near you and sign up for the Walk to End Alzheimer's at alz.org/walk. Great Midwest Bank, your simply local, simply giving, equal housing lender.
Look at all this space I have on my desk. Finally, no more clutter.
I know, right? Plus, now I can actually see everyone and talk to them whenever I want.
Would you stop trying to ask people if there are more doors or wheels in the world?
Speaking of wheels, these chairs, woo!
I've never been more comfortable at work.
Coakley Brothers and Brothers Interiors, the official moving and furniture provider of GKB Milwaukee.
Football fans, tailgating season is here, and there's no better way to celebrate football being back than with BotaBox. BotaBox is giving away tickets to 2 separate winners for a VIP Tundra Trio pregame tailgate party experience and game tickets for December 3rd's Green Bay versus Kansas City game. Fans can enter by scanning the QR code posted at participating BotaBox retailers in Wisconsin through October 29th. Winners will be announced on October 30th. Please drink responsibly. Must be 21 years or older to enter. BotaBox Vineyards, Manteca, California. Visit ESPNWisconsinContest.com for more details.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Make sure you do it right. Whatever you
Before we go any further with the goats, I don't talk about my private conversations without express written consent of Major League Baseball and the person that I had the conversation with. But Homer and I had a very nice talk the other night. He has come around, I think. If he hasn't, I'm telling him that he has, on me calling him the GOAT. I think he understands why I do it. It's true. I believe it. He is the greatest of all time when it comes to Wisconsin sports talk in history. That's not undeniable to me. And we're happy to have him once a week on our program. When do I get to be
Does
on
Homer believe that, though, too?
The real GOATs don't promote themselves that way.
Well, Jordan does. Michael Jordan is pissed.
The Packers player?
Good one.
Yeah, the Packers got a new player named Michael Jordan. I love it.
So did you sway Homer into thinking he's back to being the GOAT or not?
I don't know. Homer, are you on board with the fact that you are, in fact, the GOAT?
No. It's not even close. Pete Franklin, the Mad Dog, Mike and Mad Dog, there are
for
many
Wisconsin?
Brilliant.
For Wisconsin?
Nobody said anything about national.
Yeah, I'm not putting you in that
you're
class.
not even you're not even like the grass with that. No offense.
No offense.
That the goats are eating.
not that tough to be a Hall of Famer. Oh wait, never mind.
Oh, burn.
Yeah. I don't remember Wisconsin ever being used as a part of it.
Yeah. No, I've always said that.
I've heard when he said it, and you got all mad and stuff.
I'll now have to
reevaluate. You're going to have to agree with me. Yes, exactly. All right. Speaking of agreeing with me, you know that I have been a little reluctant lately when I join you or when I talk about it here, because there is definitely a loud segment of the Packers fan base that wants puppy dogs and ice cream and seashells and balloons when it comes to their team. And they had a really good game on Sunday. There's no denying it. Jordan Love was really good. I don't deny that. But when you look at what they did to the Bears, how do you view it through the prism of the Bears still suck, as the song goes?
They did what you do to a bad team if you're good. The Packers played like a playoff team on Sunday. There's just no debate of that, because a playoff team crushes a bad team. Mm-hmm. Then the game was even close for a half, and then the Bears kind of responded, and the Packers just whooped them. They were up by 24 points with 15 minutes to go. That's what good teams do. It's just one game, but there's no the fact that the Bears are horrible. If the Bears only win one game, it was still an impressive performance by Green Bay, because I don't know how many times when the Bears lose this year, regardless of how many they lose, they'll lose by that magnitude at home. I would guess that will be their largest loss of the season at home or close to it. Or they will not have another game this year where with 12 minutes to go they were down 38 to, what were they down? 38-14?
38-14.
Yes, there will not be another game at home this year where they will be down that many points. So that just means you did what you're supposed to do. You crushed them. Now we'll see what happens the next game. I was at 8, not making the playoffs. I'm still at 8, not making the playoffs. But
well, if they win this,
no debate.
If they win this weekend, are you going to change your tune and go playoffs?
Don't know. It depends what I'll see. But is that possible? Yeah. Yep. I would say I'll change if they're like 3-1 after 4 games. But maybe not. If they whoop Atlanta in Atlanta like they whoop the Bears, I'll say they're going to make the playoffs.
Wow.
But that's it's
wow.
You guys say this, it's hard to win, but it's really hard to crush teams in the NFL on a regular basis unless you're really good. That's why the point differential is so important.
Hey, so Homer, we talked a little bit about this on Packer game. What is it called again?
Thanks
game
for being
night?
on for an hour. I appreciate
Game
that.
night.
So we
It's
have
game
an
night.
over-under now. We have a new contest. How long is Tausch going to be on?
I always go, what are you talking about?
It's
fun. It's always an hour. I do an hour every time, and sometimes I go long. I never go short of an hour, ever.
I didn't know that. I missed.
What do you mean you missed? I've done the show with you now. This is our 3rd year.
I'll have to check the tape. But
You
I
run
think
the
when
tape.
we first started, you were on for more than an hour. But I don't know. That's fine.
No,
you have huge road responsibilities now with the Badgers.
It's always an hour. I don't know. I don't understand this whole concept of what you're doing. I used to try to hang on till Wilde would get on, but then Wilde started dragging it out for he's writing articles, he's doing all this stuff. So what are we talking about me for? I want to talk about Aaron Jones. And
okay, fine. Yes. Sign him to a contract. Sign him to a contract now.
He's 28, man. Yeah, if it's year to year, I'm fine with that.
Yes, I give him an extra year right now.
But I think he's got a year. It's just the money's going to be too heavy. I don't think this is the last year. Is this the last year of his deal, Jason?
No, he's got 1 year left.
Yeah, he's got another big fat year left on his deal that they'll have to redo.
$16 million.
But I redo it, make it 2 years, whatever.
Yeah, I would be on board with that.
Yeah,
that ratio needs to change. We don't need to see A.J. Dillon the second drive of the game. I know he tugged his hammy, and we don't know what his availability is going to be this week. But when both are healthy, we need more Aaron Jones. Is that a fair assessment? I think that's what most Packer fans are thinking.
Totally. They need to use him the same way they use McCaffrey with the 49ers. He's hurt all the time, too, and he may get all the hurt. But, dude, when he can play, that dude's playing.
Totally agree.
So,
Jason.
So get the numbers on snaps and everything that they use for him.
Jason wants to bubble wrap him. Well, you can't do this and all this other stuff. And then, of course, he does pull his hammy. But I don't think that ratio should be anywhere near 50-50 with A.J. Dillon. I think it needs to be 85-15. That should be the lowest of the lows, as far as I'm concerned.
Somewhere in there, yeah, the belief of he's the man. He's the man.
He a dog.
Even though you didn't pick him as player of the game.
No, it's the dog this year. Woof.
Right.
Well, what do you mean?
What?
All right.
Yeah, we do the dog of the game now.
Yes.
Couldn't that be a negative?
It can be.
It's kind of like being the GOAT or being the GOAT.
Not every game's going to go as smooth as this last one did.
Yeah,
right?
But you're right. The dog could be, but that's not the way it's contexted. And Jason, very good comparison to the GOAT. Both have shifted in a positive manner.
So Homer, since Bulaga was you checked him and didn't let him get all nerdy like he did with us. What were your
he got nerdy, but
what were your takeaways from his takeaways on, I'm assuming, offensive line play and the Packers as a whole when he joined your show from 5 to 6?
No, it was good. It was nice to hear from him. He's similar to you. You guys both see the game the same way. I thought I would have focused way more, and did, on Aaron Jones, on the ability, that when there were holes there, he just made great plays. And I'm fascinated by the offense and the truth of how much is different now that Rodgers isn't there. Now they have the fullback back there, DeGuara, and how he's going to be used. Is he now going to be like the guy in San Francisco, or is he not that good? He's going to catch passes. Is he going to run?
He's not as good as Kyle Juszczyk. He's definitely not.
Okay, and he's not as good because he can't block as well or can't run as well.
Yeah, he doesn't have the varied skill set, and you can give Kyle Juszczyk the ball on a handoff, and that's not
tough name to spell. Juszczyk.
By the way, before we get too far into the weeds on this, Christian McCaffrey, the 49ers ran 68 offensive plays. He was in for 58 of them, 85%.
That's where we need Aaron Jones. That's where Aaron Jones needs to live.
A very fair point there. Now, after he was traded to the 49ers last year, there were 5 games for the 49ers in which he played 80% of the snaps or more. So they do lean on him, and there is not a job-sharing arrangement there.
Can't
the way
be.
Well, hold on. Doesn't LaFleur run the same offense?
They
right?
do. Very similar.
Same offense.
Mm-hmm. Now they do.
Okay.
Now they do.
Nice.
Well, what do you
played.
mean? What are they doing now that they didn't do before?
The quarterback is running the play that's called
can.
Okay, what
100% of the time.
percentage was it changed?
I have tried to get that answer.
39% is what I was told. 39%.
Frankly, that sounds made up.
But I didn't
agree. I was told. Nicely done.
So, Homer, before we go, what is the thing that disgusts you the most?
The refusal of people to understand the insignificance of isolated people on social media.
That disgusts you?
That sounded very specific. I don't know who that was meant for.
Social media is brilliant because it doesn't tell us about the people who the comments are made about. It tells us about the people making the comments.
Well, that's a great tagline.
That's why he's the GOAT. That did sound very specific.
Excuse me, Wisconsin GOAT, I believe, would be accurate, right?
I have said every time, the GOAT of Wisconsin sports talk, the greatest of all time.
In Wisconsin. How can you not put that in there?
The GOAT, I say the GOAT of Wisconsin sports talk.
All right.
Hey, Homer,
okay, got it.
Before we let you go, would you be willing to do a duet with me on my headlines? We have a couple songs that we're going to sing. I need you as a duetter.
Ebony and Ivory.
I can't sing. I have a
Neither can
horrible
I.
voice.
I can't either.
Stop Tausch.
Anytime anybody who's in the Packer Hall of Fame asks me to do something, I will do it.
That's perfect. I will keep that in mind.
Even though it's not that hard to get into the Packers Hall of Fame. All right, that's it for Homer. Homer, thanks
for... As a quarterback, please.
Yeah. All right, well. And go.
Oh, you have Jordan Love in the Hall of Fame already, right?
Yeah, he's going to be in the Packer Hall of Fame.
I really want to push because they do these they did this magic moment, Don Mikowski, the upon further review play. I am going to push. I want the Packer Hall of Fame to get Matt Flynn's 6-tutter game needs to be the moment for next year or for one of these next upcoming years because I think that game gets lost in the shuffle of great, even though it wasn't the most meaningful game. I don't know how meaningful that game was. It was obviously a big win, but I would love that because what Matt Flynn will do is he's going to go through every play throughout that as his speech. He's going to do every play in that 75-play game, and I can't wait for that. You guys on board?
No.
I don't get invited to that event anyway, so go right ahead. Homer, thank you.
Bye.
We will kick off the 11 o'clock hour, and we will play double trivia. Not triple.
It's not triple.
You really are. Greedy Williams. That's what we're going to call you.
We could do triple and then just take tomorrow off. I understand, but I'm just saying we could.
There are 2 phone lines that I can put on at the same time.
On the air at the same time.
Put 3 phones on at the same time. It's impossible
cell
to
phone
do.
It. Use your cell. Just put it into the mic. Right?
The 11 o'clock hour. We'll begin with or without Tausch. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin, the ESPN app, and Wisconsin On Demand.
It's Chevy truck season, and with a Chevy Silverado, there's no such thing as an uphill battle. With a Chevy Silverado, you can take on the mountains, or you can move them. Because with impressive towing capability, an available 13.4-inch diagonal touchscreen, and the choice of powerful engines to pick from, whatever your mountain, there's a Silverado with the capability you need. Visit WisconsinDriveChevy.com.
There's a race going on inside your body, and sometimes the bad guys, otherwise known as arthritis, get there first. That's when the joint pain kicks in.
Your healing process is just too slow and just can't catch up, and it needs just a little bit of help from QC Kinetics.
That's Dr. Daniel Zuckerman, a QC Kinetics medical director.
We all know that you can heal yourself. If you get a cut, it heals on its own. Your joints are no different. We can take the healing properties from your blood, concentrate them down, and put them in the spot that you need the help. It's amazing. Your body can heal itself.
At QC Kinetics, that's called regenerative medicine. No surgery or steroids, just lasting relief, the natural way.
The fact that we can treat them without surgery, but using their own body's natural healing process, without medications, without steroids, without surgery, it's just amazing.
Call QC Kinetics now for your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
Get to and from every home game in Green Bay this football season safely. Milwaukee Brought House, Jack's American Pub, and Wanakee Golf Course all offer transportation on game days. They've got bus services with private restrooms and all-you-can-drink packages. Book your round-trip ride from any of these locations and get complimentary access to an all-you-can-eat and drink tailgate at the bar on Holmgren Way. Make your game day experience a VIP experience with your official ride to Green Bay.
This is Ben Brust. Hear me every day on KBN from 2 to 5. 94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Hour. Wilde Tausch begins now. And it begins where we began the show. So, Tausch, reiterate where this came from, because I don't want to talk about my love for black licorice again, which was deemed disgusting earlier in the program. I still don't understand how your dinner companion just brought up out of the blue, nothing disgusts me.
Yeah, I don't know where that even... I legit...
Talk about no conversational segues.
Yeah, I don't remember where it came from. I just remember what a fascinating dinner topic. And then trying to figure out what did disgust her was fascinating to me. And the stuff that ended up being disgusting to her shouldn't even really be that disgusting. So the whole thing was just fascinating. I don't recall, and I don't know if Sarah's listening to it. She could maybe remember what sprung it, but no, the idea that what was the term that I used? The truffles? Truffles?
Yeah, truffles.
Truffles is being disgusting. I mean, people are like paying big money to get truffle oil put on their French fries. So I didn't understand that, but that was the beauty and the fun of last night's dinner.
I'm sorry, could you help me with this? What exactly is a truffle?
I believe it's like a
mushroom?
mushroom that you have to like get pigs to snort down and dig out of, like, by elm trees or by like trees that are dead. I think that's a truffle. You got to dig in to get them.
It's definitely a fungus, is what you're telling me?
It is a fungi, yes.
You are a fun guy.
From allrecipes.com, truffles are the edible spores that grow on an underground fungus.
Yeah.
They're often confused with mushrooms, but they're technically not the same species. Mushrooms grow above ground. Truffles grow underneath the
Well, what
surface.
are those morel mushrooms that are so tough to get? You have to dig down under like elm trees to get, don't you? Like that, they're super expensive. They're like really... Like a luxury.
Mushrooms or truffles, for that matter. Jesse, what have we gotten on the talk and text line for things that are disgusting.
Tausch mentioned skunks. Ron in the Key says, Tausch, I can hook something up with my niece at the Cincinnati Zoo. Have you meet one of their skunks face-to-face in a safe environment? Eleanor would get a kick out of it. That's
She
what Ron in the
probably
Key
would.
says.
Face the fear, Ron says.
I face the fear every day. There's a skunk running around our neighborhood. That skunk is
rogue skunk.
Just hope that skunk doesn't get me. Again, I'm sure I'd be fine, but I don't want to find out. I don't want to be sprayed by a skunk.
Sauce the skunk. Can't wait till he encounters you at your home. Next.
Jeff and Monroe. My sister-in-law heard an elderly lady say it was a nice porta potty because it had a place to put your purse. Apparently didn't realize it was the urinal.
Oh, yeah.
Uh-oh. That would be a nice porta potty.
Oh, boy.
Lori and Sun Prairie, Vikings fans.
Ooh.
Disgusting.
Come on.
Yeah.
Be nice.
Jana in Pittsburgh, one of our great fans. My first thought was that Jason thinks food touching on his plate is disgusting.
Yeah, I feel like...
Is that still the case?
I feel like Wilde would be like just litany of things that he could have added to the conversation last night.
Disgusting, no. I just don't like my food to touch. And I'm finding that whenever this comes up in conversation, there are more people that are on my team than you'd think.
But there's a lot more that aren't.
Sure, but it's not as small of a sliver of the population as it's made to be on this program.
I think it's probably about what you'd think. It's less than licorice, black licorice.
I was going to say, do more people like black licorice, or do more people want their food not to touch on their plate?
Black licorice.
And you said that was a very small population.
Yeah, somewhere between 7 and 10%. Would be my guess.
But it wasn't worth polling because we wouldn't get 1,000 votes, and that's the benchmark for our program.
A lot of vitriol for Good and Plenty. Beanie in Bayview. I would rather smell skunk aroma for an entire day than eat a box of Good and Plenties.
Wow. Well, Beanie?
Are Good and Plenty's, are they only black licorice flavored, or is there other stuff?
So they're in the Mike and Ike family, but Mike and Ike are fruity. And
why would anybody eat Mike and Ike's when you could eat Dots? I mean, they're both basically
Juji fruits.
No, I think the Dots probably is the best movie theater candy you could get. They're not loud. You're not going to be like
really chewy though.
You're not going to be gargling like if you're eating a candy bar or something else. There's not really a wrapping thing. Once you take that initial plastic coating off, you dig in and it's quiet. The Dots are quiet when you're eating them. So I think it's the best movie candy that you could get.
All right, now that's a question that needs to be asked in a larger audience. When Tausch eventually caves and goes to see Oppenheimer.
No, I'm waiting until
because
it's on the plane.
You didn't watch it on the way to Pullman?
They didn't have it on there.
Oh, come on.
Do you not listen? I mentioned that. I tweeted it.
We did. I did. Yes, that's why. So are you? You're not going to cave and see it in the theater. You're just going to wait until you're flying to the Big Ten championship.
Yeah, and
game.
I just found out that our Halloween package this year, something I don't know who this is. We're doing Barbie. We're going to do the Barbie
What do you
deal.
mean Halloween package?
We do
Like
this every year. Eleanor
your
Max
family,
picks, they pick what we're doing.
Family costume.
Yeah, and then I think they try to figure out, all right, what would old T be in this equation? Because they're obviously going to be Ken and Barbie. I don't know what Sarah's going to be. And I don't know who I'm going to be.
Wait, you're not Ken?
No.
Wouldn't all of you just be like different Barbies and different Kens?
No, there's different characters. I'm not gonna be Barbie or Ken. That would be stupid. I got to be somebody else. I don't even know any of the other people in this movie.
How many dudes are in the Barbie story?
No,
and you've got so Max is Ken.
He would be,
and
Ken.
Eleanor is Barbie.
Correct.
And then there's you and Barbie's mom and dad.
Yeah, I don't know who else is in Barbie though. I don't have a clue. I don't know if I'll see Barbie. I think
you should go as Oppenheimer.
No, that's a good idea.
All right. As much as I could talk about disgusting things and costumes all day, I do get a little bit of anxiety when we do double trivia.
Okay.
So I think I want to allot sufficient time because it is a little bit of a logistical challenge.
So truffle hunters now use dogs. I see Adam in Oregon said that's so are their dogs specifically trained to dig up truffles?
I don't know.
Well, you put it up there. I didn't.
Yeah, from Adam in Oregon.
Well, yeah, but you put it up so
you
that's
can't just
obviously
have
the
a
truth.
conversation with someone texting into the show.
Adam is not able to respond.
No, but Jesse found it interesting.
You want me
enough.
to AI this and just make a
No,
response
but
and put it up here?
You found it interesting to put it up on the screen, so
Yeah.
I'm assuming you have a thought on it.
No, I prompted a thought from you, which
Hell
you
of a
did.
job, Jesse. Nice. Okay, so don't look at the screen. So you're telling me, okay, I'll turn the screen. I'm not going to look.
Oh, my God. Tausch is going to tell us about American Family Insurance and the Badgers after we determine. Jesse, it's Wednesday. Last time we did this, we did it on a Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
So Wednesday is Wisconsin geography trivia.
Oh, I get the day off.
No.
What do you mean, no?
No, I'm fine with that. I can do it. It's probably better that
You
way.
want to do
quite
all
frankly.
of it? Okay.
Yeah.
This is really why he likes double trivia.
Yeah.
You know what I would like to see you do too? You've kind of mailed in the trivia, digital trivia. We haven't seen a lot of those lately. What I would like to do is to just start going at least once a week. Put the map of Wisconsin, put a pin in the map, and we have to guess what city it is. And you give clues out as the thing unfolds. So let's say you go way up north, and it's up off of Highway 2 or Highway 8, Rhinelander, or Superior,
yeah,
or Luxembourg, over Luxembourg Casco, out by Jason. That's what I think I'd like to see implemented next.
Hey, Jesse, I know you're in a supervisory role at ESPN Madison. Who delegates more, you to people that you supervise, or Tausch delegates to you?
That's a good question.
I think probably me, actually, because Tausch delegates, but he delegates to you and I and Josh and Maddie and Strofe and everybody. Pretty evenly.
I don't delegate to anyone but you.
Right.
That's
what you. The fact that you think that is adorable.
My favorite way that he delegates to you, though, is that he points out that we haven't done enough in commercial break trivia on the video stream, and then he has another idea that he'd like to add to the job that you're already not doing
How fun
enough.
of an idea is that, though?
It's a fun idea. I like the idea.
Okay.
We'll implement it in 2025.
It's a great idea. It's a great idea. I guess my question is, have you ever considered, like, you have a phone.
Yeah.
You have Google Maps or Apple Maps on your phone. We know you have an iPhone because you hate it.
No, I don't, because I don't want to be tracked. How many times do I have to tell you guys this?
Apple.
Not interested in being
Did
tracked.
So you deleted Apple Maps from your phone?
I just
It's
don't
not
use
on
it.
there?
No, I don't use it. I don't use it.
I guess what I'm saying is that you could, in theory, take a screenshot of whatever spot in Wisconsin you'd like to do.
How am I going to play then?
You send it to Jesse and
But I
say,
don't
"Here,
get to
use
play.
this one today." That cuts out that cuts out one step for him. Then all he's got to do is put, like you sent the photo of that tree, the Easter tree or whatever the hell that was.
I did, yes. That got a lot of play.
You could do this for him and save him that step.
So you want me to give the city, and then I don't get to play in the game that I like and want to play?
Okay, all right. Well, then let me delegate to
Do you
myself.
understand that if I say, Jesse, put Appleton up on the screen, then what am I going to do? Sit there and act like I don't know it's Appleton? Like, that's the point of this. I love Wisconsin geography. I love the whole concept of it. What road is it off of? There's clues that come. Oh, that's off of Highway 29. Oh, interesting. That's fun to me. And then if I do it, I don't even get to partake in the fun.
I am doing a map right now just for you. I will get it done. I will
What
get it
callers are we
sent to
taking? We got to get
Jesse.
on the clock. What callers are we taking?
Well, you zoom too far out, you end up in North America. I got way too big of a screen here. All right. Jesse, what are the two categories that we're going to do here?
Okay, so we have Badgers Trivia Tuesday and Wisconsin Geography Wednesday.
Oh, that sounds fun.
So I think the Packers are number 14 in this week's power rankings, so we'll do caller 14. And
where are the Badgers ranked?
Well, I was going to say that we're doing 6 trivia questions as part of double trivia. So how about caller 6 and caller 14?
Sounds great. And does caller 6 get to pick which trivia they get?
Would you like to do it that way?
I think that sounds fun. Yeah.
All right, we'll do it that way.
I feel like you guys are both patronizing.
Irritated with you?
Patronizing me. Would you like to do it that way?
Adam,
Is that what you'd?
Adam in Oregon texted back. Would you like to respond to him?
No, I guess we don't. I'd hate to respond to something that you put up on the screen, Jesse. So no, I won't.
Adam, send us your phone number, your height, weight, annual income, and your social security
number. And Adam,
number.
you should sign up for the American Family Insurance VIP experience. Badger fans, anyone else besides Adam, go ahead, Badger football or basketball game during the 2023 season. You and a friend will receive pregame, sideline, or courtside passes, tour of the facility, and tons of great merch to support your Wisconsin Badgers. Enter today at amfam.com/Badgers. No purchase is necessary. Dream fearlessly, insure carefully.
Trivia. 844-770-3776. Callers 6 and 14. 6 and 14. Double trivia is next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance. Even when you think you know what's going on, you can never be too sure.
That was a good movie. That guy's in jail.
What?
You guys didn't know that?
Packers, nonsense, chaos.
Yeah. Chomping at the bit is different.
Yes.
Oh, he was
Nipping at the
acquitted.
heels. He was so disappointed.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, morning 7 to 9 on 94.5 ESPN, and available wherever you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand.
Kevin Moret here from Mentality Men's Health. Guys, did you know that the stored belly fat reduces your free testosterone? The more the belly grows, the harder it is to drop, mostly because of the decrease in free T. It's a vicious cycle that men are losing, and unfortunately, everyone can see it. Mentality breaks that cycle with semaglutide, an industry-changing weight loss medication that can help you lose up to 15% of your body weight while preserving your testosterone. Join our over 20,000 clients to look and feel the way you deserve. In Milwaukee, go to lowtusa.com. That's lowtusa.com.
A bank that goes the extra yard? You got it. Show your love for the green and gold with Packers checking only from Associated Bank. Make every transaction a touchdown with your Packers debit MasterCard. And when you use it at the Packers Pro Shop, at the stadium, or online, you'll get 10% off. Associated Bank's Packers checking scores the home field advantage by delivering Midwest-based customer care, outstanding value, and more. Get in the game and learn more today at associatedbank.com/Packers. Member FDIC.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher here for my friends at Kohler Services. Have you been thinking of updating your bath or shower? Well, Kohler Services is a local end-to-end bath and shower design and remodel service brought to you by Kohler, a family-owned business in Wisconsin for 150 years. Kohler is the only manufacturer offering fast, professional installation and care for life. Start enjoying your bath or shower right now with a special offer. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com to request your free quote and tell them that I sent you. Again, that's KohlerServicesWI.com.
The Waukesha Gun Club offers the perfect outdoor activity this weekend. Stop out and learn to shoot at one of Wisconsin's largest shotgun-only clubs. The Waukesha Gun Club features sporting clay courses, trap, and skeet ranges. Safety personnel will be on site to help answer your questions. Make plans now to enjoy the beautiful fall weather at the Waukesha Gun Club, just 1 mile north of I-94 at exit 295. Get more info at waukeshagunclub.org. Learn to shoot this weekend at the Waukesha Gun Club. Stop out and try something new.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin plays at an MVP level. They came in ahead of time, make sure they had all of the measurements. When the Pella people left, you had no idea they had been here. You just had the new window. They're great professionals, Gina, and some of the best in the world at what they do.
Right now, pay as low as $19 a month per window or $75 per month on patio doors. Visit PellaWI.com today.
$6.99 APR for 120 months. Certain restrictions apply. See showroom for details. Offers end 9/30/2023.
Jim Gaffigan here with some more Straight Talk. Let's take a moment to appreciate our sweet children, loving grandparents, and eternal soulmates. Now let's use them to save money on wireless. Because with the Straight Talk Silver Plan, you get 4 lines for just $25 a month with unlimited data and no contracts. So add those human pawns, loved ones, and save money. Thanks, kids. They're finally worth it. Straight Talk Wireless, available at Walmart.
Get 4 lines on Silver Unlimited for $25 per line per month, plus taxes and fees. For data management practices and additional terms, visit straighttalk.com.
What's holding you back from learning the language you've always wanted to know?
Too hard.
Takes too long.
Not with Babbel. Babbel's lessons take just 15 minutes a day.
15 minutes isn't long.
Nope. And they're fun. So you don't realize you're learning a language, but you are. In 3 weeks, you're able to start having conversations. And Babbel's lessons are built around real life.
And with Babbel, it isn't hard.
It's perfect.
Now try Babbel free. Just go to Babbel.com. That's BABBEL.com.
You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
We're still kind of smoothing out the rough edges of double trivia. And we're going to do this every week now, aren't we? Until Tausch gets his way and does quintuple trivia, and we just play 5 games of trivia at once, one day of the week.
That would have to be on Fridays, and our Fridays are too action-packed, so we couldn't do that.
All right, so it is double trivia today.
I mean, quad's not out of the question. We could do that on Monday.
Quadruple trivia, yeah.
Or Tuesday. You could do quad, so you got 4 knocked out in one day.
All right, well, today we're doing double trivia. And let's welcome in our contestants. But Jesse has already done the coin flip. Caller 6 already has picked his category, which I thought we were going to do on the air, but again, we'll work our way through it.
Hey, let Jesse do. Jesse's under a lot of stress.
Yeah, he's still working on that commercial trivia. Yeah.
He's working on a Wednesday, which never happens. And he's doing a nice job. You're doing a hell of a job, Jesse.
Jesse, let's get ready to play trivia. Let's welcome in our contestants. It is Travis in Cambridge, who is a first-time contestant.
T-Rav. What's up, T-Rav?
Travis, do you go by T-Rav? Is that do your friends call you T-Rav?
Never have, but you guys can.
Okay. Tausch can do whatever the hell he wants.
I like that. T-Rav.
All right.
Trav.
And he has chosen Badgers Trivia Tuesday as his category.
Okay.
And then let's welcome Tucker in Wausau. Tucker, good morning. How are you?
Doing well. People used to call me Tucka D. That was my kind of nickname in high school. Yeah.
Were you good on defense, or what's the
last name?
I won the floor burn award in basketball because I took the most charges and would dive after the most basketballs.
Brad Davis.
That were loose balls.
Like Woj.
Mm-hmm. You bet.
All right, Brad Davis and Tucker. We're happy to have you as well. You'll be doing Wisconsin geography trivia.
You remember the old days when the Bus family could call in and play trivia? Oh, those were good days, too, weren't they?
We could do quad trivia and have 4 different members of the Bus family call in. That'd be great. Family game night.
And none of them are eligible to win. All right, let's play trivia. Let's start with Badgers Trivia Tuesday, which will be Travis's first question, and that question is this. Which of these teams does Wisconsin host this Saturday at Camp Randall Stadium? Is it Georgia Southern, Georgia State, or Georgia Washington?
Georgia Southern.
Good job, Jesse. That was pretty
funny.
good. It's kind of a little bit of geography mixed in there, isn't it? All right. Now, Tucker D., here is your question in Wisconsin geography trivia. Which of these is a suburb of Green Bay? Is it D. Pier, D. Forest, or D. Lake?
A home of Comedy City where I perform regularly, De Pier.
Wait a minute.
I like that. Firing it out
Comedy
there.
City. We might need Tucker to give us some pointers on being funnier on this show. Sounds like maybe he could do a master class on that. Like you could.
I feel like you could use some help. Jesse and I are good. Tucker would agree with that, right?
Tausch and Jesse got the good banter. Jason's a good contributor.
There you go.
What the hell does that mean?
That means you suck.
You set him up really well. You set him up good.
All right, shut up,
You set him
Tucker.
up.
Tucker, what's your best? Like, what's
No,
your
no. Tucker's turn is over. We're done.
Back
with
to Travis.
No, but Jason doesn't hold a grudge. Oh, Tucker, we like you.
Come on, that was funny. I was playing along.
Travis,
with
do you
Tucker
think
D.
Jason's funny?
Yes, I'll give it to him.
Consider your answer carefully, sir. All right. Question 2, T-Rav, is this. Wisconsin's loss to Washington State on Saturday night was the Badgers' first regular season road loss to a Pac-12 opponent since a controversial loss in 2013 when they were visiting which of these teams? Was it at Oregon State, at Stanford, or at Arizona State?
Arizona State.
That was some of the worst officiating in the history of officiating.
I was so mad.
Pretty
so
awful.
bad.
Pretty awful. All right, Tucker D. Ready to give you.
Don't you kind of want to hear Tucker's best joke that he does on his set? I do.
Hey, wait a minute now, Tucker. If you don't mind, explain to Tausch what your brand of comedy is, because I think Tausch thinks you're a stand-up comic.
I do.
Right now, and I don't think that's an accurate portrayal of what you do.
So I used to do a lot of stand-up comedy. I actually came on your show when you guys did a promotion of the Wilde and Tausch's Biggest Fan. I was your first ever Wilde and Tausch's Biggest Fan. I came on and talked about doing stand-up and improv, along with being an avid fan to the show.
Love it.
So
do we.
Tausch acting like he remembers that.
No. Well, you guys. So do you still do stand-up?
No, not as much anymore now that I got a family and married and everything, but do still a lot of improv over in De Pere.
Okay.
Is your wife funny?
She's very funny.
See,
she's
smart,
she's really good at the
smart answer.
mom-dad jokes.
Nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
Right in Jesse's wheelhouse.
All right. Tucker, question 2 is this. Which of these Wisconsin cities is not located directly on the banks of Lake Michigan? Sheboygan, Valders, or Port Washington?
We go with Valders.
I would agree.
Circle gets the square, 2 for 2. All right.
What are the chances Jason and I and Tucker go before that Lions Thursday night game and do improv Wednesday night in De Pere?
We are completely unqualified.
I know, but I love the idea.
Open mic night.
You remember that old improv show with
Whose line is it anyway?
Yeah, I think that would be fun.
Do you think you'd be good?
I
could
don't.
make something happen.
I don't think I'd be good, but I think it'd be fun.
Well, I know I wouldn't because I'm not funny. All right, question 3
No,
to
self-awareness.
Travis.
Self-awareness is a good thing.
Shut up.
Tucker's no longer our biggest fan, I don't think.
I can tell you this. I'm not the biggest fan of Tucker.
He's climbing my power rankings, I can tell you that.
I'm sure. Yeah, now that's funny because you're very funny. All right, question 3, Travis. Not that I'm rooting for you unfairly over Tucker after that. Tanner Mordecai. Oh, I got Tucker, Travis, and now we got Tanner. Tanner Mordecai. An old T. Tanner Mordecai has thrown 2 touchdown passes so far this season. Which of these Badgers players is not one of the 2 players who has a touchdown reception through the team's first 2 games? Okay, so one of these 3 has not caught a touchdown. Is it Skylar Bell, Bryson Green, or Chimre Dike?
Green.
3 for 3
Do we have a
for
chance?
T-Rab.
Do we have a chance at perfection?
Nope. Yesterday.
On double trivia
no,
Tuesday.
double
though.
trivia.
Wednesday.
Double trivia perfection, yes.
All right, Tucker. Question 3.
Could you be less enthused with Tucker?
I'm just trying to play along with the joke. I'm fine with Tucker. He doesn't, and quite frankly, I was going to be supportive until he chimed in questioning my comedic chops about promoting his comedic work. But now forget him. All right, question 3, Tucker. Here we go. chronologically, which I don't think we've ever seen on here.
Wow, that is crazy. Okay.
Wow. Not longitudinally, not latitudinally, but chronologically. Which of these cities was incorporated earliest as part of the Wisconsin Territory? Earliest incorporated city among these in the Wisconsin Territory. Was it Eau Claire, Madison, or Waukesha?
That's a rough one, Tausch. That's a rough one. I'm going to go. No, I was thinking Prairie du Chien was going to show because I've seen a sign when I was there playing fast pitch one time saying it was like one of the earliest ones. I'm going to go with Waukesha.
I'm going to go Eau Claire.
Nice work, you two. You taushed it.
It's Madison?
Together.
Is that right? Dude, I love how Tucker's the king of being able to drop in some more info so we learn more about Tucker.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. I was thinking the same thing.
Skydiving through Prairie du Chien, and I bungee jumped into lacrosse
for the Coors Light Silver Bullets softball team.
I love it.
All right, well, I love it too. You got that one wrong. The answer was Madison. So you got 2 out of 3, Tucker.
I think we should fact check that too, just for the record.
That's extremely fair.
Feel free.
Travis got 3 out of 3. So Travis has 4 entries into Friday's drawing. Tucker has 3 entries into Friday's drawing. All kidding aside, we appreciate you both, your loyalty to the show, and your competing on Double Trivia Wednesday.
Fun.
Appreciate you guys. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Just think if we did 3, how much even more fun.
Why it's so hard for you not to be greedy?
I'm not being greedy. I want to push
completely
the
are being greedy.
So the other thing that came up at this dinner last night, the official fossil of Wisconsin is, there's such a thing?
Is Tom Oates.
Wow.
Wow. Am I funny now?
Oh,
Am I funny now?
God.
Zing.
I know he's listening today. So I wanted to get that.
Dang.
That's all I get is dang? That's what I get.
That's harsh, man.
Wow.
I'm Team Oatsy, so no.
I am too.
I don't know. That's a shot.
He's got a new podcast too, by the way.
Oatsy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe we can get him under the ESPN Wisconsin umbrella. And I don't know if they're doing video or not. I'll have to find out from him.
Why don't you take another shot at him?
Using tape recorders?
We love you, Oatsy.
We really do.
At least I do. I know Jason, it doesn't seem like he takes your off-the-record conversations. I know I'm not supposed to say this, but Oatsy told me.
Tom Oates, columnist emeritus of the Wisconsin State Journal, launching a new podcast, I believe with Mike Lucas.
They are. Yeah, I saw that.
So we're excited for both of them. Be that as it may, no, I did not know there was an official fossil. What is it if it's not Oatsy?
No, I don't remember. They told me, and I don't remember. But I'm sure Jesse will.
So didn't I bail you out by making a joke there? Because you never had it.
I just am shocked. I was like, just wait a second. There's legitimately an official fossil that's the Wisconsin fossil. Like, I knew there's the bird, there's the official state flower, blah, blah, blah. But official fossil?
Yeah.
And that made me think of that great sinkhole down in South Dakota.
Just watching those archaeologists work.
Great places, South Dakota.
Those poor
But he's got that on a hotkey.
Poor woolly mammoths slipping into that sinkhole. Oh, gosh.
There is no, I didn't know there was an official fossil. There is an official bank of the Green Bay Packers in Wisconsin, though, and that, of course, is Associated Bank. If you're a Packers fan, there's no better place to be to support your favorite team and to get the best customer service in the industry than Associated Bank. Check them out online, AssociatedBank.com/Packers. That's AssociatedBank.com/Packers. Find out about your Packers debit MasterCard. Find out about the Packers Pro Shop discount that you'll get, and find out all the great things about Associated Bank. AssociatedBank.com/Packers. Whoa, Nelly, tardy is late, and it's next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
On air, online, and on demand. Get all your favorite ESPN Wisconsin content anywhere you get your podcast for free. The new Wisconsin On Demand. It's free, it's everywhere, and it's for you.
Looking for a fun way to win up to 25 times your money this football season? Well, test your skills on Prize Picks, the most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports. Just select 2 or more players, pick more or less on their projection for a wide variety of statistics, and place your entry. It's as simple as that. If you have the skills, you can turn $10 into $250 with just a few taps. Easy gameplay, quick withdrawals, and an enormous selection of players and stat options are what make Prize Picks the #1 daily fantasy sports app. Ready to test your skills? Join the Prize Picks community of more than 7 million football fans who have already signed up. And right now, Prize Picks will match your first deposit up to $100. Just visit prizepicks.com/WI and use code WI. That's code WI at prizepicks.com/WI for a first deposit match up to $100. Prize Picks, daily fantasy sports made easy.
Having pain like that and not knowing how you caused it and for how long it's lasting, it's debilitating.
QC Kinetics patient Diane Richardson hated not being able to live her life to the fullest due to joint pain. But then she called QC Kinetics, where regenerative treatments helped her pain go away.
The result was phenomenal.
QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in using natural biologics to restore and repair damaged joint tissue.
This was a great alternative for me as opposed to going in and possibly having surgery or something else. There was no downtime, and that's what I love. My life is too busy for me to be sidelined.
If you're tired of constant pain from arthritis or injury, don't think the old treatments are the only treatments. Discover regenerative medicine at QC Kinetics.
Just to feel good and know that I'm out of pain is the best thing ever. I'm able to do everything that I want to do.
Call QC Kinetics now for your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
Hi, I'm attorney David Gruber. After an accident, you need a trusted winning team on your side. For more than 30 years, Gruber Law Offices has helped Wisconsin families get the results they deserve. If you've been injured, call our firm today for a free consultation. We're available 24/7. Wisconsin's own Gruber Law Offices, proud partner of your Milwaukee Brewers. One call, that's all.
You've probably heard about employee stock ownership plans before, but what separates Fifth Third Bank from others when it comes to these plans? Fifth Third offers unmatched expertise and flexibility when creating ESOP solutions. From full and partial sales, second stage transactions, repurchase obligation financing, and seller note refinancing, ESOPs can offer tax advantages, increased liquidity, employee incentives, and overall diversification of net worth to help your company plan for the future. Fifth Third Bank, National Association, custom solutions built around your goals, member FDIC.
What can you do in about an hour? You could take a nap, do some cleaning, have lunch with a friend, watch your favorite show, take a yoga class, go to the gym, or buy a car. At Ewald Automotive, you'll be in and out in about an hour. Go to ewaldauto.com, select the vehicle you're interested in, and get your instant price. Get a firm trade-in offer, customize your payment option, and even add your own protection plans. Then head to the dealership, and you'll be in and out in about an hour.
Go to ewaldauto.com.
Sunday. That's right, folks. Great Lakes Dragway's 2023 race season is in full swing. Come out to see our annual events like Memorial Day Weekend, Labor Day Weekend, Nitrous Streetcar Brawl, Import Wars, Larry's Fun Fest, and Bug Fest. Looking for something new and exciting? Come see the Night of Fire Jet Show. Want the track all to yourself? Email or call about a private track rental. Go to GreatLakesDragaway.com for contact information and our full season schedule. Great Lakes Dragaway, just a burnout west of I-94 on County KR. Be there.
Wilde and Tausch is presented by Tito's Handmade Vodka, America's original craft vodka produced in Austin, Texas, and naturally gluten-free. Tito's Handmade Vodka.
Time now for Wonell.
If the topic is good, the guys discuss.
Just the other morning I had breakfast at Tracy Rocker's house. His mama brought out 15 flapjacks. He said, Mama, take back 5 of them flapjacks. I gotta stay hungry for the Crimson Tide.
But if it's not, the show must go on. It's time for
Whoa, Nelly!
On Wilde and Tausch.
I want to start Whoa Nelly with a text.
Been kind of a goofy show today.
You don't
A
say.
little squirrely, hadn't it?
Sue in Racine texts in. I listen frequently, and I know your show is Packer-centric, but I wondered if the number 1 ranked Wisconsin women's volleyball team playing Marquette tonight at Fiserv Forum could get a shout-out. I'm super excited to be able to attend. 7 o'clock, they start the match tonight at Fiserv Forum. Wisconsin, number 1 in the country, playing Marquette. Sold-out crowd, ready to go in the arena. Tausch, well, you're going to be dialed in tonight to Wisconsin and Marquette volleyball.
Well, unfortunately, I'm grinding tonight. Long work day for old T, so I will not be. But I would say this: I will put our Wisconsin volleyball coverage chops, especially about November when we're talking playoffs, up against anybody's. I've been very, very supportive. I am a monster fan. We go to games. I love the Wisconsin volleyball program. I think it is a championship operation. I think what Kelly Sheffield has done has been phenomenal. And the team is just a ton of fun to watch. And you see it with filling stadiums and going to the Kohl Center. And the field house is a great atmosphere. It's a great place to take your family. It's just a great interactive event, and it's very entertaining. So I will be following it. It's early in the year for me, though. If I'm being fair, I'm more of a bandwagon cat when it gets to be playoff time. But I do the same thing with other sports, too.
So I actually knew about this match because we explored the possibility of going.
Oh, that'd be fun.
The girls had their first volleyball matches of the season for their school yesterday, and they are volleyball fans. And so we have committed to finding a Badgers volleyball game to make it down to. And I said, hey, they're at the Fiserv Forum a couple weeks ago. I saw that, and it does not work with our schedule. Also, I would say, since we're establishing our credentials here, pretty sure I'm the only Packers beat writer to have spent a big chunk of his career covering Badgers volleyball, which was pretty awesome. It was in the John Cook era, followed by Pete Waite, and what they have done with that program since. Those guys, who were also good coaches, but with Kelly Sheffield, is remarkable. The number 1 ranked Badgers at the Fiserv Forum tonight, definitely deserving of a shout-out.
What's Marquette? Are they ranked, or are they...
I don't think they are ranked. I don't know for sure. I haven't seen them anything say that they are ranked.
There'll be thorough coverage in the Wisconsin State Journal tomorrow as well.
Pretty cool that the joint's filled. It's awesome.
It is a great program, and I am excited to take the girls to their first match because I think that'll be really, really fun. Next.
Whoa, Nelly!
It is televised tonight, by the way, on FS1 is where you can watch that tonight. I don't usually promote them, but we will for this. FS1, Wisconsin Marquette tonight. Last one for you. Micah Parsons from the Dallas Cowboys on The Edge with Micah Parsons. That's a podcast like Tom Oates has.
Jeez.
He got after the
fossil fuels.
He got
Tom Oates and Mike Lucas.
God, you are a jerk. Fossil.
He got after the New York Giants for leaving Daniel Jones in the game on Sunday night in a 40-0 loss. Quote, "It's called protecting your guy, something I thought the Giants should have done. I don't think Daniel Jones should have been in that game in the fourth quarter. I thought they should have protected him and pulled him out. Barring injury, their season would be over without Daniel Jones." IPT or no of Micah Parsons to comment on Daniel Jones being left in the game in a 40-0 blowout.
Here's the deal. I would never do that as a current player. Micah Parsons is a stud. Studs get to do what they want. And if you're going to do a podcast and you want anyone to care, you have to have opinions, and you have to do things out of the ordinary. So I would not do it. I can understand why he is doing it. I'm assuming he's getting paid to do this podcast. So it's just, I don't know why you put yourself in another team's business after 1 week. So I don't have a problem with it.
I would also hasten to add, he's not wrong. Like when you're down 40-0, maybe you should take your starting quarterback out. You're not rallying. Like, you guys were getting your Tookuses kicked in Baltimore in 2005. Yeah. You didn't leave Favre out there to get hurt. You put in Rodgers.
For him to get hurt.
For him to fumble and have it returned for a touchdown and everything else. But, yeah, like, the game's already out of hand, right? We saw how quickly injuries can occur. Sometimes 4 snaps into a game. That's it for Whoa Nelly.
By the way, I've received breaking news into the Wilde and Tausch newsroom. Marquette among the team's others receiving votes in this week's women's volleyball.
So then the answer is no, they're not ranked.
Correct. They are unranked.
What's the split going to be on crowd?
What do you think it's going to be?
I don't know.
Left-handers
to right-handers?
What
you think the split is going to be?
Will it be 50-50?
I think it'll be 50-50.
I think there'll be more Badgers fans. There is a billboard. I was at ballet practice on Monday. There is a billboard on the highway that has it is clearly a Wisconsin, pro-Wisconsin billboard. There are no Marquette players in the picture. They were Wisconsin Badgers players in the picture on the billboard. So my inkling is that perhaps Milwaukee area Badgers fans will get to see their Badgers.
I'm going to tell the Lady Badgers, be on high alert.
Upset alert tonight?
Upset alert.
Uh-oh.
Let's go. They had some battles already. I know Arkansas played them tough. Let's just make sure. You know, it's one of these interstate rivalries, like legitimate
game?
Interstate 94 rivals. Be on high alert.
Might get caught looking at. They play at third-ranked Florida this weekend, too. Wisconsin does.
Would you recommend that they BYOB, bring their own bewaredness?
You best. You best bring your own bewaredness.
All right, we'll wrap things up next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch is presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio. Whether it's live or in podcast form, you've heard us on air with all of our shenanigans.
Gabe, I'm throwing some... Why are you throwing... I don't want...
Now see your favorite 94.5 ESPN shows streaming on video.
By me, by the way. I hit that microphone like 4 out of 6 times on that.
Subscribe to ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube and get notified when we hit the air live. Plus, you can watch back any second that you miss and see original digital content too. Watch, listen, interact. ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
I'd been living with a snoring problem nearly my entire life. In fact, I can remember my mother teasing me, saying that I'd snore so loudly that the walls of our house would cave in with each breath.
Fast forward to only recently, when Jessica's snoring forced her husband out of their bed and into another room. It's a pretty common situation. We call it a sleep divorce, and that's not good. I'm Dr. Madan Kandula with Advent. After Jessica had a thorough breathing triangle evaluation, we found that her snoring problem required a simple solution. In-office balloon sinuplasty. It's a 20-minute procedure, and it works. You won't find it offered by Big Box Healthcare, but you will find it at Advent, where we offer every effective snoring and sleep apnea solution available. You can hear more of Jessica's story at adventknowsjessica.com and take your first step towards breathing well so you can live better.
Breathe well with simple solutions. AdventKnows.com.
Results may vary.
To the best crew in baseball, this is for you. Join Brewers Fan Appreciation Weekend September 15th through the 17th. As a special thank you, enjoy buy one, get one beer on Friday the 15th. Gate giveaways all weekend, including 2024 Brewers ticket vouchers and a Fan Appreciation Night William Contreras bobblehead giveaway on Saturday the 16th. Grab your seats at brewers.com/fan appreciation.
Announcing the former All-Star Buick GMC is now the all-new Cunis Buick GMC of Oak Creek. And the former John Paul's Buick GMC is now the all-new Cunis Buick GMC of Greenfield, Milwaukee's Buick GMC headquarters. Greg Cunis was recently named Time Magazine's Wisconsin Automotive Dealer of the Year. Plus, Cunis dealerships have been awarded Top 100 Best in the U.S. by the Automotive News the past 9 years. Our mission is to bring the Cunis Auto Group's unequaled customer satisfaction and service to our friends in the greater Milwaukee area. Cunis Milwaukee Buick GMC stores have the area's largest pre-owned car, truck, and SUV inventory with over 3,000 vehicles available on lot or online and always at a price and payment you can afford. And all new and pre-owned Cunis vehicles come with our exclusive no-fear lifetime warranty coverage at no extra charge. So buy like a champion at the all-new Cunis Buick GMC of Oak Creek, 7020 South 27th Street, or Cunis Buick GMC of Greenfield, 3615 South 108th Street. Milwaukee's Buick GMC headquarters.
Hi, it's John Reitz from Great Midwest Bank, and as a community bank, we sincerely appreciate our customer loyalty. Over nearly 90 years, we've done all we can to return the favor. Great Midwest Bank offers flexible solutions that bigger banks and credit unions simply can't, because our entire team is right here in the community. We love helping our neighbors when we're at work and then catching up over the weekend. Visit us at greatmidwestbank.com. Great Midwest Bank, your simply local equal housing lender.
Hey, it's Jason Wilde. Our family loves when Kringle from Racine Danish Kringles arrives at our home. And now football season has arrived, so try the green and gold Kringle. Traditional pecan Kringle and cheesecake Kringle topped with green and gold sprinkles. A crowd pleaser at any game day party. Order today at Kringle.com or 1-800-4DANISH. Easy to remember. Kringle.com or 1-800-4DANISH. Racine Danish Kringles, not just a treat, it's a tradition and the official pastry of ESPN Wisconsin.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Close out the show, some interesting news from Woj and the NBA. Tausch, what was it? Didn't you go to a Bucks game and your guy didn't play?
Joker.
Yeah. You were less than pleased?
Well, and they sat out, I think, pretty much every one of their stars. It's still a fun game, but yeah.
The Board of Governors of the NBA has passed a tougher load management rule, which will include fines up to $1 million for each instance of violating the rest rules. So they have acknowledged that this is an issue. But again, I'm not sure. I'm very eager to see how this is administered, because how are you going to be able to prove the circumstances if you want to arrest a guy?
Why it's so hard to arrest guys?
Right? Because of people like you that aren't happy when the Nuggets come to town and you don't get to see your guy.
Yeah, you need to just play fewer games.
That does not appear to be their plan.
It's not going to happen. I get it. I understand it. They're doing a tournament. They're doing all this other stuff. But the NBA has a problem, and they've marketed it around stars, and that's not a bad idea. Obviously, it's worked. But it's a big bummer for people when they come into Fiserv or they go to the Pepsi Center out in Denver, whatever the Denver place is called, and Giannis isn't playing or Joker. You want to see these guys. And they have to figure something out, but I don't know how you mandate that. I just don't know.
Enforcement of these policies will be based on league office investigations.
Oh, yeah, investigate that.
Which will include independent medical reviews.
Hey, I was in the hot tub. I missed a step. My hammy's feeling a little tight. I can't play.
Right.
Sue me.
Right. Bring it.
Sounds like they will.
Well, we'll see. I thought that was of note, so we finished the show there. We'll be back to Packers and Badgers tomorrow. Badgers outside or a few days late? I think it will be.
I think so.
Fun.
We look forward to that. Thanks for coming along for the ride with us today. Thanks to Brian Balaga and Homer. Have a great day. Take care. Be good.
Miss any of today's episode of Wilde and Tausch? Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin? Commercial-free full show podcasts are available free on Wisconsin On Demand.
Jim Gaffigan here with some more Straight Talk. Let's take a moment to appreciate our sweet children, loving grandparents, and eternal soulmates. Now let's use them to save money on wireless. Because with the Straight Talk Silver Plan, you get 4 lines for just $25 a month with unlimited data and no contracts. So add those human pawns, loved ones, and save money. Thanks, kids. You're finally worth it. Straight Talk Wireless, available at Walmart.
Get 4 lines on Silver Unlimited for $25 per line per month, plus taxes and fees. For data management practices and additional terms, visit straighttalk.com.
What's holding you back from learning the language you've always wanted to know?
Too hard. Takes too long.
Not with Babbel. Babbel's lessons take just 15 minutes a day.
15 minutes isn't long.
Nope. And they're fun. So you don't realize you're learning a language, but you are. In 3 weeks, you're able to start having conversations. And Babbel's lessons are built around real life.
And with Babbel, it isn't hard. It's perfect.
Now try Babbel free. Just go to Babbel.com. That's BABBEL.com.
The Saganiac Planning Marquette Championship moment. Every second Dwayne Wade was on the court. This year, first ballot Hall of Famer. First ballot. It's special to just be in the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame, regardless of how many years it takes. Marquette superstar Dwayne Wade called flash in the pros. He was D-Wade, microweight, tidal weight at Marquette. Drop them all. Dwayne Wade has only one nickname left, and call him when you see him. Dwayne Wade, first ballot champion. Level funding for your corporate medical insurance plan allows small to medium-sized employers to create a plan tailored specifically to meet the needs of your employees. Level funding provides the employer with predictable monthly payments, regardless of claim activity, allowing for better budgeting and peace of mind. For more information how level funding can benefit your company, call Aaron Belowski, Saganiac Planning, 262-783-6161. That's